25. Authorities continue to hunt for the shooter more than 24 hours after Charlie Kirk was killed, with attention being focused on making Kash Patel look competent. The former president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, has been convicted of plotting a military coup. 3 out of 5 Supreme Court justices found the 70-year-old guilty of leading a conspiracy to stay in power. The other 2 justices prefer sugarless gum. A school-aged child in Los Angeles County has died from a rare complication of measles after contracting the disease in infancy, the county public health department announced Thursday. The child, who was not old enough to be vaccinated at the time of infection, died from subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, a fatal progressive brain disorder that strikes roughly 1 in 10,000 people infected with measles and 1 in every 100 reverends that tried to pronounce subacute sclerosing panencephalitis. United States District Judge Sidney H. Stein sentenced Nadine Menendez, 58, wife of former United States Senator Robert Menendez, to 4.5 years in prison for selling her husband's influence in exchange for bribes of cash, gold bars, and a luxury car. Nadine Menendez told a judge that her husband was, quote, "not the man I thought he was," close quote, before she was sentenced on Thursday. Nadine Menendez described her husband as a manipulative liar. This just in, a politician is a manipulative liar, and water is wet. The United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, was on lockdown, quote, out of an abundance of caution, close quote, after receiving threats on September 11th, officials say. Officials said there is currently, quote, no active shooter threat, close quote, at the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. 1 person was injured while naval security forces were clearing a building. That person was transported from the facility in stable condition in an unstable country. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for September 12th, 2025. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Mind Dog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Nah. Good coffee. Damn good coffee and hot.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Said that already.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Mm-hmm. You little yellow? Little on the yellow side.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
They are white light.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of
Wake up,
strong
America.
coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about Kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we got,
Doesn't seem like that's going on
we've got
lately.
sit-down comedy. It's
Not
time for coffee
Well, anyway.
with a dog. You make me laugh.
Oh, yeah. Lots of laughing going on in America, right? We got comedy for you today. Talking comedy. Comedy. No, Mark Norman won't be here. That's what you're thinking. What? Because I said comedy. Good morning, folks. It is Friday, another Friday. Hey, how about that? Another Friday. Friday, September 12th, 2025, right? Project 20. Yeah, that's the one. Cold here, a little cold, and I'm a little yellow. You know what bugs me when I'm a little yellow? Can I go? What about the you? Can I fuck with the you a little bit? You? I can fuck with you? No. A little redder, a little more browner, greener. Fine, I'll leave it like that. Fuck me and my yellow face. Listen, America, can we talk? I think we need a divorce. Yeah, it's clear. Listen, we had the best of intentions. We loved each other at one point, didn't we? But clearly, we can't live together in peace. Do you agree that we cannot live together in peace? So either we kill each other, and that's not preferable, or we get a divorce. Now, the idea of a divorce was a lot simpler in 1865 or 1860 when we were divided by states north and south rather than by neighborhoods and ideology and worldview. Like my neighbor hates my guts and wants to kill me type of thing. So the legalities and how we work it out are going to be a little tricky, without a doubt. But it's time we got a divorce. Progressives, conservatives, whatever you want to call them, we need to divide up, because the alternative is to try to impose your will on people who have no desire to live like you. We're calling each other evil. We both believe that the other side is evil. I totally believe that the fascism side is evil. And here's the thing with it. They say the shooter, I know people are sick of the Charlie Kirk stuff, and I'm going to try my best to just, it's kind of unavoidable, but the shooter they found, supposedly, and this is all really convenient because I think they're all fucking liars, these evil scumbags. They found shell casings that had anti-fascism and transgender propaganda, or ideology is what it said. Anti-fascism and transgender ideology. Now, what is transgender ideology? Transgenderism is not an ideology. It's a thing people choose, a way they choose to live their life. But anti-fascism, let's get to the bottom here. Is anti-fascism a bad thing? Because the alternative is pro-fascism. If you're pro-fascist, you're a bad person. You're evil. Fascism is bad. Yes? Yes or no? Oh, you can't answer that. Oh, well, yeah, well, I know I'm not anti-Antifa. I'm not anti-fascist. Well, then you're pro-fascist. You're a fascist fuck. That's evil. So if you say anti-fascist ideology was, and it's awfully convenient to the guy, let me make sure they know my motive here. I got to scribble this on shell casings. If you think that anti-fascism is bad, you're a fascist. And that makes you a bad person by default. It's like admitting you're a bad guy, bad person. So that's where we're at. So basically, we can try to impose will on each other and say, no, you have to be a Christian. You have to be a white supremacist Christian. You have to be that. Or we could say, no, you have to, which side's going to win? You have to be a secular, like, academic in some way. Or we could just split up and say, go ahead, have your little white Christian nationalist, white supremacist nationalist, all American, whatever, flag waving bullshit country, and give us this land. Now, how we're going to divide it up again? This is tricky. We have 340 million people here. Can we come to like a consensus on how to divvy it up? I don't think the red states are going to be happy about what they get. But we got to make an effort to do that. Or we just kill each other. Let's just go on a rampage and start the Civil War, kill each other, end it in dust, and then start over from scratch. Those are our choices here. Do you want to keep going down this one killing at a time? Or can we just say, it ain't working out. I'll move out. I need a place to go. We have paid for half this land. And I don't want to be part of your Trump America. I'm sorry. And you can't force me to be. And you can't force these 100 million people or 140 million people or whatever the fucking number is. You can't force the other side to be part of your Trump America. We don't want it. That's the message. So let's just break up peacefully. We can do this. We can just let you have your little, and you know what, to say that this guy who got shot down, 31-year-old father, was a good guy. All he wanted to do was debate people. No! He doxed academics. He threatened academics. He played the fucking civil guy, or tried to, on stage and in front of cameras. But behind the scenes, he was organizing terror. And this idea, I'm on a rant here, this idea that political violence has no place in America. Fuck you, you stupid fuck. We were born and bred out of political violence. It is our culture and our history. Was John Brown wrong to use violence in abolitionism? Was he wrong for that? To free a race of people from chains? Was he wrong to use violence for that? I mean, this idea that violence has... Were we wrong to fight a war against the British? Where do you get this idea that political violence has no place in America? We've been breathing political violence since day one. And you probably could take that right down to the dawn of mankind. Anyway, I've had it, and I'm ready to move out. If I have to move from New York and go to, I don't know, find me a progressive state, because I am not signing up for Trump's America. There's a lot of land here. A lot of it's not being used. Let's figure a way out to have a amicable divorce, and you go do your little fucking Trumpy little orange God worship bullshit. And I'll stick with the people who love diversity and love hearing from all different walks of lives, and not having Gestapo marching through our cities and streets. That's the side I'm going to be on. You don't like it? You don't like me. I don't care. I'll move out. Just help me pack my bags, if you will. That's my little rant. And you can come back in the chat room and argue with me and say whatever the fuck you want to say today. I'm surprised that the show's still here. Yes, I haven't listened to yesterday's show, but GD, thank you. And John Beavers, thank you for sitting in yesterday. And whatever you said, you didn't get me canceled on all these networks, so that's a good thing. I probably need to chill out a little bit, and that's what I'll do right now.
With humble East Coast beginnings in 2015, Daily High Club is the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and consumption accessories. If you're looking to elevate your smoking game to the next level, you're in the right place. With over 1 million top-quality smoking products sold, and with a growing base of over 10,000 monthly subscribers worldwide, we deliver the ultimate smoking experience. But Daily High Club is not just a retailer, we're lovers of the smoking scene ourselves, working with giants like Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg, Chanel West Coast, and more. Ready to join the Daily High Club? Let our experts curate your collection with our awesome El Primo monthly subscription box, or grab one of our fun and unique pieces from our smoke shop. Click the link in the description below this video to get this party started now.
Get the party started now. Ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me now is a man who can't figure out which background to use when he's doing the show, G.D. Fenderson.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Are you one of many people who send me video clips in the middle of the night that are about 30 seconds long, but in order for me to make any sense out of it, I have to do 45 minutes worth of research so I know what the fuck these people are talking about or who the fuck these people are? Thank you, but stop it. I don't know these people for a reason. MindDogTV.com. Enjoy the suffering and support your local mercenaries. Buy shit.
Buy shit. All right. Yesterday, how was it fun? Was it torture? And first of all, you see this background here?
Which one?
This background, the blue line up there, the coffee with the dog,
Yeah.
up there. See that when I'm playing the intro there, I switch to that background. So we show the other background with the person on it, and I think yesterday it was you on the background. And then once you hit that call, play this intro, then you switch to this background. So you come in, it's all nice and framed out, and you don't have that distracting coffee beans and your
Oh,
TV's
okay.
head behind you. You
Okay.
see that? You see
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a little.
Yeah.
It's a coffee. It's a coffee speaking.
Well, we were trying new stuff yesterday. Like we tried a new news thing. We tried a new exit song. We tried a bunch of new stuff.
Oh,
We tried something really new. We tried to be interesting for 2 hours. So
that'll never work. What did you? And how did that manifest?
I'm not gonna lie. At 11:26, John says to me, "We're almost out of time." And I looked at the clock and I went, "Shit, it's 11:26."
Wow.
I had no idea that much time. I had
You're
no
not
much.
allowed to say shit.
Why? It's past 7 minutes.
All right. Who is Jeffy? Jeffy. What am I missing
Um,
there?
Now I don't know if he's transgendered or just a, Jeffree Star, I think his name is a make has a line of makeup. And just in a video that went viral.
How do you know this?
What did I just say? What were you not listening in the thing when I say people send me video clips that are like 30 seconds long, but in order for me to understand what the fuck they're talking about, I have to do like 30 minutes worth of research?
Yeah.
Okay. And so Jeffree Star has his own line of makeup. I think it's called Cotton Candy Queen or something like that. But he cross dresses. I don't know if he's a drag queen or cross dresses. I don't know enough about that. Don't care. That's the problem. People send me stuff about people I don't inherently care about anyway. But in order for me to know what they want me to know, I have to do a little homework. And anyway, he came out against the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but not because he is pro Charlie Kirk, as far as I can tell, but just because he's against killing people.
Yeah. Me too. And I would like to say that I wish Charlie Kirk. I wish the guy had missed, or maybe didn't fire at all. I would like Charlie Kirk to be alive to see the depression that he helped will be that's coming, that he helped create or usher in, the chaos and just rotten place America is going to become due to his efforts, or in part due to his efforts. I would love him to be around. Not that he would potentially change his mind or anything, just so that he could see the fruits of his labor. Because I don't believe he's going to see.
And I don't think he would ever see the fruits of his labor. I think he would justify the fruits of his labor, no matter how it turned out. So I don't think him being alive.
Biden.
I don't think him being alive will make a difference in that regard. Now,
you never know.
I am not. I am not. Okay, I am not pro killing people, but I am not opposed to it, because I'm one who believes that there's a place for everything under the sun. So there's a time and a place for everything. So I'm neither going to condemn nor accept, this thing. However, I do believe with all my heart that all these people who have stood by idly and watched Trump, bring about violence and proclaim violence and threaten to shoot peaceful protesters and want to nuke Mexico, all the violence that this man has spouted across the past 10 years or so, going all the way back to the 5 young black kids that were exonerated in New York for a rape, and he took out a full-page ad saying, "Well, gas him anyway." The people who stand by idly and support this man, a a non-registered sex offender who is an ally of a pedophile, they stand by and support him with his violent rhetoric, and then he want to get upset when one of their own gets it. Fuck them all. Okay, it's either you get rid of either you support nonviolence in its entirety, no political violence whatsoever. You support it in its entirety, or you support Donald Trump. And if that's the case, which Charlie Kirk did, I think it's about time they learned their lesson that it's not just progressives that are being shot and killed. It's not just Black Lives Matter protesters being shot and killed. It's also their own who they love and cherish.
All right. Ron Kane, I don't know if you noticed it, but Ron Kane came in and waved hello and then left.
Because I think he didn't want to hear my voice. Because I saw him when he went out of the room.
He could join the club there.
He stuck his fingers in the ear and went ting-a-ling-a-loo.
Yeah. I don't know. What is he on the phone or something? What is he doing? Anyway, if he wants to come back, he can let himself back.
He wanted us to see his big black gorilla, and then he left. We saw it, and he left.
This idea now, they are on the first. There's so much bullshit being fucking said here. That Charlie, all he wanted to do was debate people. No, you're not. That's a fucking lie.
Right.
You can hear from lots of academics who lost their jobs or were canceled by the massive mob that he sent to their institutions and to their homes and threaten people's lives. He's not a guy who just, let's just have a civil conversation. In front of cameras, he was having civil conversations, sort of. But he also said that black people are too fucking stupid to be executives or airline pilots or leaders in Congress. He said that gay people should be stoned to death. Right? So, I mean, let's
yeah, but at least he didn't say shoot them. Okay,
if that's civility, yeah, let's be civil about this. White people are supreme, better than black. When I see a black pilot, I know we're gonna fucking crash.
But yet, since most pilots are white and most plane crashes are committed by white pilots, I tend to disagree.
Well,
I don't want to fly anyway. I'm not crazy about anybody else being in control of my destination, so I don't fly much anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not out of paranoia. It's just out of total disrespect.
I think I think he honestly believes in white supremacists. Right,
yeah.
White supremacism. I think he honestly believes that because the thing is, he probably has not surrounded himself with black people who are smarter than him.
He's never played sports with a bunch of and I'm not saying that blacks are superior. I'm saying, but when you play sports and you're surrounded by a bunch of people of different backgrounds, different races and ethnicities, but you're all fighting for the same goal, winning for your team, usually you have a different perspective about race than someone who's never done that and have surrounded themselves of like-minded, like-ilk people.
Maybe. I mean,
that's what I said usually.
Yeah, but I know so many of these guys, jocks, who are part of sports teams, who, it's kind of weird, I'm going to say, respect their teammates of color. Respect on a level of, I like you. But still, I think because your skin color is darker than mine, you're not as smart as me. They definitely hold on to that belief, this idea that, and it's so far from the reality of it, is that your skin color affects your brain power, or where your heritage is from affects your brain power. It's ridiculous. But
it is ridiculous. Everybody knows it's the shape of your skull.
I do believe people like Charlie Kirk, deep at their core, obviously believe that when he says these black women, you didn't have the brain processing power to get where you are legitimately. You had to steal those jobs from white people. That's not, first of all, that's not civil. That's not saying let's have a civil debate here. That's saying I think I'm better than you. So there you go. But on my opening remarks there, do you think that we can have a divorce?
No.
You don't think so? Nothing to
I
read
think it'll
about.
be like, you ever heard of a situation where a couple separates, but they don't leave the house, they just divide it up, and and then there's common areas, and then there's things where, like, okay, we both need to use the bathroom, so we'll share the bathroom. We both need to use the kitchen, so we'll share the kitchen, that kind of thing. But then the rest of the house is just divided up, so like, I don't go into your side, you don't go into my side, unless we have written consent to use, or we can use the common areas.
Well,
It's like that. It's like the old "I Love Lucy" episode.
yeah, I get it, but it's definitely it's either that or we kill each other. That's there's no like. It's become clear that we're never going to get along or impose will on half. Half the country is this way and half the country is that way, and they both want to impose their beliefs and their will on the other half. That's not going to happen. You're not going to subjugate 150 million people or whatever the fucking number is. You're not going to subjugate them and say you have to worship Trump, and they're all going to say, "Oh yes." That ain't happening.
Right.
So it's either that divorce thing or we kill each other. And so
I don't think we have to kill each other. I think we just need to kill some of the leadership. But that's just a possibility. That's just me thinking outside the box.
I don't think
See,
that's
some people are just sheep, and whatever rams rise up to the top, those are the ones they'll follow. So we just need different rams to lead the sheep.
All right. Well, now what we have a comedian. Do you know this comedian who was supposed to be on? But
I know him intimately well.
Oh, is that that's in the second hour or
I think
what
it's
was it
second
late?
hour. Second
Oh,
hour is what he said to me yesterday on
oh,
the
all right,
phone.
fine then.
Actually, I
Well,
don't know him intimately well. It's just that
you mean you've
I
never had sex with him? Is that what you're saying?
no, what that happened. I'm just saying, but
Oh,
we just don't know each other really well. We spent an hour together a couple of weeks ago. We spent a couple hours together last week or so, and so I think we spent like a total of 3 hours together.
oh, that's nice. You spent
Yeah.
3 hours in a no-tell motel.
Oh no, it's definitely a tell motel. It's just not recorded, so
Yeah.
it's always their word against mine.
All right, fine. Be
Now,
that
I
way.
do have a interest. I have a question to ask you. The Reverend wants to know, what did you think of his reading, the news thing?
It's fine. I'm surprised the Rev hasn't any interest in reading the news. I know he talks more about politics than he does spirituality on Sunday, but reading the news is kind of a flat thing, and yeah, he tried to make it a little more entertaining. But I'm surprised that he had it's fine. No, it's better than the AI stuff, I guess. Uh, I mean,
That's a ringing endorsement. Better than the AI stuff, I guess.
I
Well,
guess.
that's a ringing endorsement.
Well, it was a guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just guessing. Just guessing. Oh, I'm getting a message by somebody. Oh, no. I'm getting messages, but nobody's messaging. What is that about? Got a new message on Twitter. I go to my messages and there's no message. Can you tell me what that's about? Somebody fucking tell me what this is about, damn it! Maybe somebody
What
pulled back
message?
the message. Could that be?
What?
No, no.
What are you talking about?
I got a message on Twitter. The messages thing, the envelope had big one on it. I click on the envelope, no new messages.
It may be, if it's on Twitter, it may be in the there's a secondary file,
Yeah,
like,
message request, and there's nothing there.
right. Okay.
Oh,
All right. Well, I would ignore it then.
oh,
Obviously, it's not.
it finally came in. It's Ian sent me something, but I don't know why. The first 10 times I clicked on it, there was nothing there. It's how comedy was destroyed by an anti-doomsday cult. All right, I'll have to watch that when I get an hour. Oh, am I locked up? Was I locked up?
I called Queen Elizabeth to check on her, see how she's doing, and I got her voicemail. And I just said, just called to hear your voice because I hadn't heard your voice. I'm only seeing your text. I just wanted to hear in your voice how you're doing. And so she sent me a video, a link to a YouTube link to Ricochet by David Bowie. That is not that doesn't answer to me how you're doing. You know.
Are you sure it wasn't like just a mistake? Like she thought she was sending it. She was having a text conversation with somebody else. Thought it was she was sending it to them. Maybe.
Well, I don't know. That's the only thing I got. Now,
Sounds like something I would do. Like I'm getting these text conversations with people, and I think I'm replying back to them, and it was somebody else. In the meantime, somebody else wants.
Well, I know you've done that because you've done it to me.
I know. I do it a lot. I do it to almost everybody. It's my thing. I quote sort of.
Well, but if you again, she sent me a YouTube clip. I'm not familiar. I mean, I have that. It's on Let's Dance CD. David, I have that CD. The song Ricochet doesn't stand out to me, so I had to listen to it and read the lyrics to see if there's something that she wanted me to know from this, in case that was her message to me. The only thing I can figure is that she doesn't want to be forgotten. Nobody wants to be forgotten. That's what I think.
She'll never be forgotten. We've said some lovely things about her this week on the program, but I'll just say it one more time. Elizabeth has been incredibly supportive, and I appreciate everything she's done. And she did it without being asked, when people I know my entire life who say they love me have been asked, and they do absolutely fucking nothing. She does stuff just out of the kindness of her heart without being asked. So,
well, she's got a big heart. She's got a big heart.
That's what it says.
And that's what worries me. What if it's not just love and generosity? What if it's inflamed? You know, I want to make sure she's okay. That's why I called her.
She fell off a bike or something.
She didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
She shared that with you, but not with me. And I've known her.
But we have a thing. I didn't want to tell you we have a thing.
Okay. I introduced the two of you, and the two of you have a thing. Okay.
We're allowed to have a thing. We're consenting adults with things. It was nice of Ron to just stop in and go.
He didn't even do that, did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I didn't see him because I was.
Well, you were rambling.
I was ranting.
But I just want to say, because this is an important point. When you say Ricochet, you know what I think.
Ricochet from the Cars?
Come on, keep going. Come on. Think of your childhood. What do I think of when I hear the word
Ricochet Rabbit?
Bing, 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 bing.
Ricochet Rabbit.
That's right.
Bing, bing, bing. Ricochet Rabbit.
That is for a linkage that will never be broken. I'll die. And if on my deathbed, like those second before death, if somebody says Ricochet to me, all I'm going to see is bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
And Deputy Dupalong. It's an unbreakable linkage between Ricochet and a rabbit.
And it's just like when I hear the word phenomenon, my next instinct is when to go do 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 do. Phenomenon. Do 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 do.
See, I think of John Travolta.
And I go back to and I take the high road.
Wow. Phenomena.
Do 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 do.
Slaptail says he has it as a soundbite. What, phenomena or
bing, Ricochet Rabbit?
Bing, bing, bing. Ricochet Rabbit. He's not old enough to have a bing, 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 bing Ricochet Rabbit. Right?
I think he's 50.
I don't know.
And a lot of times our cartoons we watch with our older siblings or our parents too, depending on the age of the parents.
Last night you sent me a text about something you want to talk about today. So do we have to wait for the comedian to come on, John Kenneth or Kenneth John or whatever? Do we need him, or do you want? Can I tell you my thoughts on that now?
Which thing are you talking about? Because I think I sent you two things that were sent to me, and fortunately, I don't send you everything that was sent to me. It's just that when someone sends me something, someone says something and says, "I think this, Matt might want you to talk about this." It's like,
oh no, I don't want to talk about that Tom Myers thing. Okay. Well, I will say this about that. How do I even say it? I don't give a fuck that Carl bombed live. I don't wish Carl any. I don't wish him bombing. I don't wish him crying over Anthony Cumia or whatever, or Rich Foss or any of that kind of nonsense. I'm talking about, who are these podcasts, Carl? If you don't, for the audience.
Yeah. Oh man, not our English.
Yeah, I love Carl. I love our Carl with a C. Carl with a C. I'm talking about Carl, the hamburger man, with the K. He apparently. Tom Myers thought I would enjoy a clip of some woman who knows Carl and is in that world. talking about him bombing in a live podcast show where he insisted on doing his little watch clips and react to them. And he saw that live in front of people, they don't give a shit about that. Hello, I could have told you that beforehand, but that's fine. I empathize with anybody bombing, I guess, but who cares? But what I did find out is that he worshipped Cumia. He idolizes Cumia. Anthony Cumia is like far bigger piece of shit than Charlie Kirk ever was. I mean, when it comes to racism, beyond racism, he's a violent pedophile who's on tape assaulting a 15-year-old girl saying, "Where's my fucking gun?" when she tries to call the cops. And she's already on the line with 911 and he didn't know that. He thought she was just dialing. But he was going to shoot a 15-year-old. Like, first of all, if you can't subdue a 15-year-old girl and take the phone away from her, you need a gun. What kind of man are you? 15-year-old girl is going to call the cops and you can't pull the phone away from her. You need to shoot her. But, I mean, he is on the record with his overt racist. Like I said to GD, he's the worst racist I've ever heard speak in English, considering the fact that I've only heard Hitler speak in German. But Anthony, so if this is the person you idolize, you have to be a racist to just idolize him. You got to be a pretty fucking disgusting human being to idolize Anthony Cumia. There you go. I know Jackie's friends with him, and so it bothers me to kind of make those associations. I know Jackie's not a racist. He tolerates Anthony. He doesn't idolize Anthony. But Cumia's a piece of shit. So that's enough. But I did want to talk about that Andrew Santino thing. Because
I had to find out who Andrew Santino was. Yeah, I had to find out who he was so that I could understand what the fuck. And then halfway through the article, I'm like, I really don't care.
No, you should care. You should care, and it doesn't matter who Andrew Santino is. None of that. It doesn't matter to the story. The story is, and for the people who are probably saying, what the fuck are these two old geezers talking about? Andrew Santino has a special on Hulu, right? Hulu is run by Disney.
Yeah.
And Disney said, you do your jokes how we tell you to do the jokes, or you don't have a special. And he said, okay, I'll do the jokes the way you want me to do the jokes.
Yeah.
And to me, that's cowardice. That's not an artist. You're doing it for the fucking money. You're a fucking weakling.
Yes.
Somebody told me, we'll give you a record deal, but you got to fire everybody in the band, use all these fucking people that we tell you to use, rewrite the songs the way we tell you to write the song. No, thank you. I appreciate the offer. No, thank you. Now, oh, sure, I'll do it. And then complain about it afterwards. Fuck you. That's cowardice. That's weak. That's why do you even disclose that? Because all you're doing is telling me you're a fucking cowardly, greedy bastard.
Right.
I used to, up until last night, and not like I was a fan of Andrew Santino, but I thought, yeah, he's okay. He's on whatever, Bad Friends with Bobby Lee. He has a thing at the Comedy Store. He's in the Comedy Store special. Fine. But yeah, Sunshine's a sellout. There's no other way to put that. So you don't need to know anything about him to know that he confessed to being a sellout, just doing it for the money. If that's what you're not a fucking comedian. You know what? If you can't tell your jokes your own way, what's the fucking point of having a special?
Right.
So I guess we're done with that. Was a quick.
I mean, when I was 19 or 20, I was playing in a band called Ants Are Fun, and the woman I was seeing at the time, her stepfather used to manage the two biggest bands in the Baltimore, Maryland area. The two biggest bands. I can't remember their names now, but they had like really, really good musicians. They were really talented. They were like cream of the crop musicians and the most popular local bands, in the area. And he saw me with my band, Answer Fun. And he goes, if you drop if you go solo, I can make you big. And I said, no, thank you. Because first of all, I know my limitations. I was only sounding good because of the band. Okay, that's it. They're classically trained musicians, and I was like a free range guitarist. So I just, if I was not surrounded by them, I would have sounded like some kind of noise making, you know, I don't know, so just crazy. I just would have been crazy without them. And I said, no, thank you. I'll stick with the band. Now the band eventually broke up, but
And the band broke up. Every time you
yeah,
say that,
the band
I
broke up,
hear
but
Joe's Garage.
I still think they were the best band I could have ever been in. And I've played in other bands since then, and they were the best band that I've ever played in.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I'm very big on first of all loyalty to to your teammates, your bandmates, whatever.
yeah,
Uh, but also principle. I mean,
yeah.
I have been. I don't want to say the victim. I have been singled out, but there was a club we played 3 days a week for 7 years, and then I got with this girl who was young. I was 42, she was 29, and she was kind of hot enough that there were several other people who wanted to be with her. When she left her fiance at the time, she left her fiance for me. There were some dudes who were jealous. One of the dudes who was jealous was the bar owner who didn't want, he was trying to take my gig away from me because now they're together. I thought I'd get shy, whatever. And he went to Mikey and said, the band can still have your gig here, but you got to get rid of Matt. And Mikey said, okay.
Oh.
So now they wanted to keep the band together with me playing in the band, but anytime they played there, they'd have to use a sub for me. And I said, go fuck yourself. And didn't talk to him for 2 years over that. Then they finally, the other guy quit and he came back. Oh, please, can you play with us again? Like, no. But finally I did. But
So
after,
you sold out.
no, after, first of all, they had to lose that gig and then publicly tell that guy he was wrong. But even then, that was like pulling teeth. And Mikey is such a fucking sponge, a weak, spineless fucking pussy.
I'm sorry, Matt. I don't understand how you feel about him. You're holding. I think you're holding back.
Well,
And
now I
you
could,
have,
yes, I could add Nazi to that, but the Nazi part he admitted to. He did admit to it, and this is the because I was thinking about this last night. All these people regarding the Charlie Kirk, oh, the Democrats are calling us Nazis. Let's get clear on this. Are you a Nazi or are you not a Nazi? Because half the time you're spending saying the Nazis was Tucker Carlson. Nazis should have won that war. We would have been better off if the Nazis had won. The Nazis were the good guys. Winston Churchill was the bad guys. Daryl Cooper, all these people on the right are trying to say the Nazis were good people, the good guys. They should have won. We should have backed the Nazis. Don't call us a Nazi. Give me a fucking break. Were the Nazis good or bad? If the Nazis were the good guys, why is it an offense for me to call you a Nazi? If you are a Nazi and I call you a Nazi and you're offended by it, that's an admission that the Nazis were the bad guys. Where the fuck are we on this? Let's get some consistency. Nazis good, Nazis bad. Pick one.
Nazis I did not see this argument coming.
So not Mikey's a Nazi, and he admitted to being a Nazi. So he's a spineless, sponge, coward, pussy, Nazi. There you go.
No, that's better. I just didn't want you to hold back. I want you to let it out.
I could find more if I had time. If I could do a 2.5 hour Mikey is a scumbag, prick, asshole, dipshit, or just keep going for 2.5. I could do that. I find a way. If that is, and speaking of sellouts, if people will contribute to the super chats or donate to the channel or any of that stuff, if I do that, I'm all for it. I will sell out and just do every day. Mikey is a scumbag, Nazi, prick, whatever, all day long. If that's what it takes to bring the money in, because we need the money. We need the money.
Well, and also it seems like if you want to do this, you could bring money in. I think tickling balls is very profitable.
The fact that I could still do this is incredible.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
arthritis and and the old age and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah. When I watch musicians in their 70s that can still do the fingering stuff, I'm like, how did you not get arthritis? And I realized that arthritis runs in my family. My grandfather died from arthritis. Actually, it got to his lungs. Yeah, I know that I made
Wait,
the same face,
well, lungs are not a joint. Arthritis is inflammation of the joints.
but it can affect muscles
Uh,
and it can affect the lungs.
what
I
joint
learned
is around the lungs?
I learned
Whatever.
that
I'll take
I
care of it.
I, I learned that much later in life because I couldn't understand how my grandfather could die from arthritis. I mean, that was always what they said his cause of death was. There was never like a different
Well, could they
story.
lie? Could it be they lied? Because we were talking about this last night, my wife and I, about how people don't die of AIDS anymore. HIV is not AIDS, and most people, AIDS is kind of, there's medication for it. Nobody, but we were talking about when she first got her nursing license, people were dying of AIDS, but also people were dying of AIDS and they would say it was something else. Oh, you had arthritis in
Yeah,
the
but
lungs.
arthritis didn't have that kind of stigma.
Yeah.
And not
No,
only that,
arthritis
but
didn't have that kind. I'm saying maybe he had AIDS and they said it was arthritis. So yes, arthritis didn't have that kind of stigma. That's what I'm saying.
um now with in my family when my stepfather died, it was a suicide. But my mother didn't tell us that. I didn't find that out until like many years later, and then she tells us it was a suicide. Okay. And then she also says that she knew that suicide he was prone to suicide, and she knew that he was manic depressive, and she knew that he always kept barbiturates around so that he could commit suicide at any time he wanted to. I learned that much later, but when he died when I was 11, it was his heart gave out. It was just it changed until eventually we landed on that.
I
My
know. Well, okay.
grandfather,
Only thing I was saying is sometimes people lie about why people. I had a cousin who was a
yeah, but
cop.
eventually the truth would come out. In my family, eventually the truth would come out.
Oh, okay, yeah, it does. It does pretty quick.
And so, and since he died when I was like 4 years old, and I'm 65 going on 66, um, yeah, I would suspect that by now the truth would have leaked out.
Yeah, it usually does before the funeral. Like I had a cousin who he was a cop. He committed suicide, shot himself with his service revolver, and his mother insisted that he was cleaning his gun. It was an accident, and even at the wake, people were saying he was depressed, he was whatever, and an alcoholic, and he was depressed, and a drug addict, and he killed himself. But yeah, so the truth was out, but the official story never changed. According to his mother, right up to the time she died, he was cleaning his gun, and it was an accident. Uh, I just want to come back a little bit. Slaptail said about Ricochet Rabbit. He must be older. Either that or the cartoons went on far longer than I thought they did. John's either older than I give him not credit for, or that I think he is, or the cartoons went on much longer than I thought they did. But he also has a mana soundbite whenever somebody says phenomenon.
Mana,
Okay,
mana,
we cleared that up.
mana,
Now
mana.
he's saying sorry. Sorry, what? Are you sure he didn't have lupus or something?
Am I sure? I didn't do the autopsy. I'm just saying that I mean, when I was younger, we always, we knew he had arthritis. It was, you know, he had, was walking with the cane, the bit. My mother says at times he was in a wheelchair. I don't remember him ever being in a wheelchair, but I was 4 when he died. I remember him walking with a cane. And like I said, so it's always been arthritis. There was never been any other word associated with my grandfather, except for maybe womanizer
Keep going.
and what?
Come on. Let's do your
Womanizer.
Mikey thing now. Keep going.
You mean what?
Yeah, well, like you made me go with the Mikey thing. Come on, keep going. Womanizer. Okay, come on.
I mean, womanizer. I witnessed him beat my grandmother with his cane once.
Ron
And
King?
well, yeah, he picked up Ron cane and beat my grandmother with it.
That's rude.
And I remember telling my mother about it, and my mother goes, "I don't think you remember that right. I think it was your father who did it." And I said, my father didn't walk with a cane when I was 4. You know, it was my grandfather. I knew the difference between my father and my grandfather. You know, my grandfather was much lighter skinned and my father was much darker skinned. Even a 4-year-old could tell the difference between vanilla and chocolate. So
white chocolate can fool you.
Yeah, but even then, the white chocolate is different than brown chocolate. You can tell the difference.
Not if you're wearing a blindfold. I can get I from personal experience. I have done that, like the blindfold test with the white chocolate and dark chocolate, and not dark chocolate, but regular chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. Because dark chocolate, definitely, I could tell the difference. I love that. That's my thing. Dark chocolate is my thing. Semi-sweet dark chocolate. Oh my God, I'm getting a chocolate boner as I say that. Where were we? Oh, so yeah. So basically, but the point was, sometimes people don't really disclose the actual cause of death for whatever reason, privacy issues or whatever they do. They can lie. But you're right. Usually, you find out the truth, or you suspect the truth at least, pretty quickly. I don't know if you know this or not, but 9.8 out of 10 times people misinterpret the information they are told by medical people. Well, 9.8 out of 10 times, I can't even decipher what 9.8 out of 10 means. So, yeah.
It almost sounds like everybody, but I know, yeah.
Why didn't he go 9.9? Damn.
That's somebody who's stuck on statistics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The level of bullshit here. See, I think we really got to work on this divorce thing, because the level of bullshit here. Nancy May saying the Republicans never dehumanize the people on the left. Come on, you're the person who's saying fucking they don't deserve rights. They don't deserve to go to a bathroom. This is why they should pee out in the woods. Nancy Mace, you don't dehumanize people. What the fuck do you call this stuff?
Good morning, Ann in California. Good morning, Ann in California.
Where is Ann in California? She's over in the Gulf.
Bakers, I think she's still in Bakersfield. She could be on her bike. On her, I think she has a Harley.
Cyberwise, you know Cyberwise.
I thought now is Cyberwise Pennywise's cousin.
What do I know?
Okay, I'm just checking.
Things. Do you think I know things?
I thought you knew a lot of things. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing this show with the zeal and zest.
Oh, that's not that. Knowing things and doing this show.
Yeah, I thought in order to have a digital broadcast, you had to know things.
There's no correlation.
Otherwise, everybody would be doing them instead of podcasts.
Yeah.
No slam to people who do podcasts, because some people have been doing podcasts for 7 years and they do quite well. As a matter of fact, because they're podcasts, I have my first IMDb credit listed, which I should have had a long time ago, because I've done IMDb,
IMDb too.
ICBMs. I've done quite a few ICBM worthy material. So
I forgot. Oh,
Sunshine says they caught the shooter.
That's what Trump said. Now, they caught the shooter? Where is that? Because Trump said, now this is just so fucking pathetic. He said they caught him last night, but he wanted to wait till this morning so he could say it on the morning news. Are you fucking kidding me? Is this all a fucking television show to him? Is this all about rape? I mean, he knew they caught him last night. According to Trump, the guy's father is a pastor, and he convinced himself to turn himself in. Bad move there, Dad. You're gonna fucking execute the kid.
Okay,
have the death penalty.
NBC is reporting that the shooting suspect's name is Tyler Robinson. He's in custody, and his family turned him in.
Yeah, his father convinced himself to bad move. But Trump knew this last night and waited to say it on the morning news for ratings, or for Fox News. Like, this was. Am I the only one who thinks that's totally fucking pathetic? This is not a fucking game.
It is to him, and you can't convince him otherwise.
Yeah, you're gonna get the Medal of Freedom, Charlie Kirk. Posthumously, of course, or maybe not. Maybe they'll just stand him up. I'm sorry, that's rude. Is it rude? Listen, And there's this whole idea that they keep saying they. Now we know it's this Tyler guy, right? Is Tyler
Yeah.
part of a they? Is Tyler? Do we know his motivation at all? Do we need, because Utah is not exactly known for like having liberals everywhere, right?
No, they have exactly 6 liberals, I think.
Yeah. So, but every time they say they imply every time they say every time someone says they on Twitter or social media, they're implying that this was a conspiracy. It was a group effort, a group think. It must have been Hillary Clinton behind all this. It must have been Joe Biden. It must have been uh, the kid. And I'm going to call him a kid because he's probably 20 or something, by judging by the pictures they put out.
Yeah, I think they said it's 22.
22. An individual. He's not a they. Maybe they are his pronouns. I don't know. We haven't spoken to him. Maybe that's his pronouns. But then congratulations for the far right to start actually using pronouns now, people's preferred pronouns, if that is indeed the case. But I don't think that's the case. And the convenience of, whoa, he left trans propaganda on his bullet casings or his rifle. He didn't. In the pictures, it didn't look like somebody being trans, right? What? And what is trans propaganda? Define that for me, can you? Can you?
Well,
Everybody cut your dick off. Everybody cut your dick off. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not it. That's probably wrong.
See, it doesn't say that he was captured last night. I mean, it's probably true, but when I looked when I went to update the stories. Actually, I think the Reverend did the news stuff like 10 o'clock last night, maybe 11. And it was the last thing that he looked at to try to update stuff. And he didn't say he was in custody at 11 o'clock p.m. last night.
But
maybe 9 p.m.
Right.
Yeah, 9 p.m. is the last he checked.
He's gonna be killed, right? In Utah, he's gonna get the death penalty, and they're gonna make a big show out of executing him. Listen, first of all, you got to know. I'm surprised that somebody would engage in something like this and not know that this is your last. This is your last day. You're going to die. If you're going to do this, and that's kind of I said this on social media. I would be willing to die if I thought I could actually pull it off, like and not I wouldn't kill Charlie Kirk. I would. This is a surprise to me.
You can't. You can't.
Right. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even if we went back in time and Charlie Kirk was still alive.
I'm just saying it's double jeopardy.
Charlie Kirk would not have been my target, is what I'm saying.
Well, good, because double jeopardy has attached. You can't kill him twice. It's illegal.
All right, that's fine. But he would not have been the one I would have chosen, and even. I don't know who I would have chosen from who's not actually in power. I'm trying to talk delicately here so the Secret Service doesn't show up at my fucking door. But I would have, there's plenty of powerful people who I would have chosen, people who I think deserve to die a violent death. But if I would do that, I would know, first of all, there's very slim chance I will pull it off successfully. I'll probably get killed before I tried to do it. So you have to have that in mind to think you're going to get away with it. Now, he got away for a day and a half. He must have been feeling immortal for the last 36 hours or whatever it was. Like, wow, I got away with it. Right?
I don't know. I don't think he would have felt that, because there were pictures of if the pictures they were posting of a person of interest were him. I don't think that he was comfortable, because that means somebody was going to identify him.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have thought that he would have been comfortable if those pictures are the same person.
Why would he go back home to his minister father and let him? I mean, geez, wouldn't you leave the country if you got away?
Depends on my motive. It depends on my motive. I mean, what if he didn't want to get away? Or what if he had second thoughts? What if he felt guilty? Like he went to do it, and he didn't really think that he could do it. In other words,
wow.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit.
Well, now he must.
I don't know.
I hate to fucking with the conjecture because we don't know, but
Right,
depiction.
yeah.
He wasn't carrying a rifle going up the stairs, which indicates that the rifle must have been there already, right?
Yeah, somebody else was going to do it, and they said, "I can't." It's like the scene. It's like the scene from in Unforgiven when um, Morgan Freeman, his character,
Yeah, he
shoots
can't.
the guy, and he can't kill him. He shoots the horse or something, and shoots the guy, and he's just wounded. And he goes, I can't do it." And Clint Eastwood's character says, "Give me the gun. How do you work this thing? Which end does the bullet come out? Damn it. How many shots you got left in this thing? Do I feel lucky, punk?" And he shoots him and he kills him. But Morgan Freeman goes like, "I can't do it. I can't do it. Lordy, Lordy, I can't do it."
No, he didn't. Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Where do you rate that? To me, it's the second best movie of all time. That's seriously.
I don't know if I call it the second best movie of all time. It's not even my, it's
You
not,
probably think I'm kicking you, Bill.
I I find it okay. I do watch it when it comes on because I find it amusing. Uh I like the acting in it, but I think the script writing was okay. I mean, I like, to be honest, as far as westerns go, I still think my favorite western is Silverado. I love Silverado, even though Kevin Costner's performance is a little over the top for me. I really like Silverado.
Goodbye, Cobb.
Yeah, I just,
Silverado's a good movie.
yeah,
Lawrence Kasdan. What did Lawrence did Lawrence Kasdan ever do any other movie? Is that his thing?
I don't know. It goes like, "Today my jurisdiction ends here."
Oh yeah, John Cleese, who we were talking about earlier in the week. John Cleese.
Yeah, it's like there's just so many small things, and there's like, "That ain't right. I had enough of what ain't right." Those the law runs you down just like them cattle. So
Clint Eastwood movies at the drive-in, great memories. I don't think I've ever seen a Clint Eastwood movie at a drive-in. I'm just trying to remember. I don't think I did. Outlaw Josie Wales, to me, I mean, I could watch that movie every day and not get tired of it.
Yeah, see, I like some of the old spaghetti westerns. I like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Even though, the
Can you whistle? Can you whistle?
not anymore. We used to do it with this. We used to do it like this. But I can't do that like I used to because it takes so long for me to figure it out. I mean, when I was a kid, I don't know if you guys know how to do this, but
you and Slaptail are like mind melding. I don't know if you know this about.
I know. I think he needs to be concerned.
Somebody should be.
Yeah, because if he's 50, he's starting to think like a 66-year-old man. He should be concerned. Or if it's his influence on me, I'm 66, or I'll be 66, and I'm thinking like a 50-year-old man.
Silverado was a little long. I mean, it's a very good movie. A little long for my
attention span.
Yeah. Well, yes, yes. I mean, you could tell that story shorter, and there was I don't know.
I think some of the additional length was just some of the shots. Like, for example, there's a shot, and it only works when you're watching it in the 16:9 format. It only works that way. And that's when they're writing 4 breaths. That scene is like what, 15, 20 seconds long, and they're writing, and that's a shot that you can't, when they edit it for television, they're showing them 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. It doesn't work the same. It doesn't have the same impact. You got to have the wide shot of the 4 of them writing. And then what happens to the kid?
More than that, yeah.
They leave the kid in the cemetery. You stay here with.
You also need a very good sound system because, first of all, it's very dynamic. It goes from loud to soft, really. But in order to get the way Kasdan cut that thing, the correct feeling, and you need a ultra wide screen and a great sound system. You really should see it in the theater rather than on cable TV. But there it is.
Right. Now,
I could watch that.
I didn't like. There's some things like they had to show where the knife came from. So they had this one scene where you show Jeff Goldblum reaching for his boot. That scene, if he doesn't use the knife, if she doesn't use the knife to free her brother, then you don't need that scene, that extra, because that to me that was like a wasted scene. But you kind of have to show where she got the knife.
Look at
But
us. We're like
she could have gotten the
Siskel and
knife
Ebert
anywhere,
with a
huh?
black guy. We're like Siskel and Ebert. Only one of us is black. Well, Siskel and I don't know what's a blackization of Ebert. I don't know.
Ebert? No.
I don't know. A blackization. That's a new word I just made up. Blackization.
Well, we called it Ebonics a long time ago, but
all right. Yeah, I never cared for Ebert. Is it which one? I don't even know which is which. Siskel and Ebert. I don't know. The tall guy was.
I think the tall guy was Siskel, and
Yeah,
the short
I
round
don't
one was
like him.
Ebert.
I like Roger Ebert. Then that's who I like. The fat guy. Those little fat guy. I don't know. I tend to trust his opinions on movies before the tall, skinny guy. They sometimes agreed, but most of the times they didn't agree. Anyway, we're not that. we
Yeah,
are not
Roger Ebert was the short round one.
short round one. All right. Now what about comedy? What about comedy? Comedy.
We missed the second news thing. I'm just teasing.
Well, can you imagine? I don't know. Well, not last night, but the night before, going to a comedy club, because everybody I knew, I heard about the shooting pretty quickly as it happened. I was in disbelief, but people I know were like glued to their phones or glued to the fucking computer or glued to television news, like you could step away and he's not going to come back to life. Nothing's going to change. But so I can't imagine being in a comedy club or an open mic or whatever night that was, Wednesday night, and try to talk to people about something, because they'd be on their phones in a comedy club, right? Oh, what happened?
It could have been worse. It could have been the Bronco chase.
Wow.
Because they interrupted a basketball game for that one. I think they had the Bronco chase on the Jumbotron while the basketball game was going on, an NBA game.
Oh yeah, I remember it very clearly. It was the Knicks against Houston, not Houston. Or what Akeem Olajuwon. What was he?
Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets. Yeah, yeah. That
No,
was
I don't remember. I don't remember where Ralph Sampson played. I don't remember who he played for.
That was the finals. June. I think it was June 4th, 1994, whatever it was when the Broncos chase. But yeah, come on. I don't care about OJ, and we know whatever. We know nothing's going to change it. Let me see the fucking game. I got money on this fucking game. All right. That kind of thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, but at least that was suspenseful. He was alive. Will they take him in custody alive? Will he wreck himself? That was at least suspenseful. In this case, Charlie Kirk is dead. He's not coming back. You can watch your phone all you want. He's not coming back.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only thing I was trying to say in my inept way, my own inept way, trying to say. Now, speaking of inept, those guys posted another clip of me, like 33 minutes before the show went on the air.
Who did?
Those guys.
They did?
I don't know if it was 33 minutes or 32 minutes.
So they're done now, because that thing didn't have 33 minutes left. The first special didn't have.
No, I'm not saying what they did was the last 33 minutes. I'm saying they posted it 33 minutes before the show went on. Because when I logged in, there's like I can't even remember what they said. I can't remember what the caption was. Honestly, I don't remember.
That's odd to me that they would do it on a day during the week. I didn't even realize.
Comedy Hell March continues. That's what it said. That's what the caption said. Comedy Hell March continues.
And it has the posted within the last couple of hours type of thing.
It said 30. Well, supposedly it posted that segment 33 minutes before the show. I don't know when it was recorded. I don't know. I didn't look at it.
So maybe it's a clip from last Sunday.
It's possible.
They just edited it down. Whatever. I don't think I can watch any more of them. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much done. Let them go in peace, unless they want to fucking start a war, and then I'll be here for it. What is this? Like my husband now, he's glued to the TV. And what does he hope that's going to change? I mean, all that does is, I'm not putting your husband down. I just like my wife is the same way. She was watching a movie and stopped watching the movie. She paid to rent a movie or buy a movie on Amazon Prime and then not watch it so she could watch her phone about Charlie Kirk. Nothing's gonna fucking change.
I have a tendency to want to keep abreast of the news only because we're doing the show and because
Yeah, but you know the news. You don't have to hang on your phone minute by minute.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then I release it.
Right.
It's I think they call it catch and release.
But
catch the
this
story
whole
and then I
idea
release.
about doing comedy now, while it's clear. Again, I don't want to make too much of this dude, but it's clear that for what it has triggered some sort of trauma. Now people were saying this is the start of the Civil War. No, hello. If you're just waking up, the Civil War began, although maybe shots weren't fired yet. The Civil War began the minute Trump won the nomination from the Republican Party in 2016. That's when the country started dividing, and it's not going to go back. Not going to go back.
And then it was divided into three sections. There was the progressives who was against it altogether, and then there's the two factions of conservatives.
The Lincoln Party.
They're like, whoa, he does not represent true conservative values. He's not a true conservative. And then there's people that were behind him all the way going like, he's not a true conservative, but he's our choice to put forward our agenda, white supremacy all the way. And the worst thing is that Trump isn't even a superior white. That's like Hitler saying the Aryan race needs to be blonde hair and blue eyed. Well, what about you, Hitler? Well, somebody's got to lead them.
Yeah.
I think that was the German to English translation.
That is pretty close. I mean, you captured the gist of it. Like, wait a minute, you're a short little fucking dweeb with a methamphetamine problem and the jitters constantly. I think coke too. Whatever. He was and a pervert. But here's another thing. Now, Laura Loomer, the one who said she gave Trump a blowjob on Air Force One. And
Laura Loomer, I believe.
And she locked herself. She chained herself to doors or something. She's like a fucking nutcase. But she was the first one to threaten Charlie Kirk's life days before he died, saying that he was no Trump supporter. He's a backstabber, and it's going to happen to him. And because he called for the release of the Epstein files, and they see that this is where the elevator doesn't go quite to the top. Releasing the Epstein files is a personal threat towards Trump. Why? Come on. Why is that a personal threat towards Trump? Do you feel like if I release the Epstein files, that's a personal attack at G.D. Fenderson?
It is because they had a birthday. Well, no, I'm not on there, but it's a personal attack because I wasn't good enough to be asked to write something clever for the birthday card.
Wow.
And I thought I was clever enough, even before I started doing comedy back in 2003. I thought I was clever enough to have written a dirty limerick for the birthday book. And I feel slighted. So yes, it's a personal attack against me. And now everyone's going to know that I wasn't dirty enough to write a limerick for Epstein's birthday card. And before they released it, people just assumed it. But now they know it, and it's a personal attack.
All right, your friend is here. Your intimate friend. I think that's how you described it before. We
have been intimate many times. Yes.
Would you like to introduce him, or are you gonna make me read?
Let me make sure he's ready. If you're ready, John, give me a thumbs up.
Wow! He didn't even put a glove on.
He hasn't missed a beat.
Listen, if you said that to me, I would at least put the little.
Yeah, he didn't even wait. No lube. I tell you, he has not lost his touch. I tell you. Oh man!
Did it bring you back to that motel room where you were intimate with him?
No, it was actually beside a dumpster, and Rodney Dangerfield was there and said, "Welcome to the big time."
You too.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce my dearest friend, from I can't even remember. Not right after Matt, and John Beavers and Jackie Martling. And okay, my 13th best favorite friend, John Kenneth. He has sit down stand up. He has a show coming up September 20th at Westport VFW. You got to check it out. Tickets are available. But I'm gonna let him tell you all about it because this man, he's got so many hats he wears. He could be a what's that? The people who make hats, COLLI.
Haberdasher.
He's an haberdasherer. Yeah, he's a comedian and haberdasherer. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend of 4 weeks, John Kenneth.
I feel like I know you so well.
Good morning, John. Thanks for
Good
being here.
morning. Thanks for having me.
Look at all that brightness behind you. I feel like you're like bringing I don't know, like a spiritual moment here. Like almost like I'm looking at Milton Berle's cock.
This is the motel room that GD and I used to hang out in before the show.
I thought that ceiling looked familiar.
So,
but the ceiling fan's not moving because I was my head was like going.
It's all AI.
It says New York City-based comic. That's not New York City where you are now, right?
No, I'm in Connecticut.
Connecticut, Westport.
Yes, are you familiar?
It's the only town in Connecticut.
When I was 15 years old, I had a real bad crush on Linda Blair. Remember Linda Blair?
She used to live in Westport.
Yeah. And she lived in Westport. I had this idea I would go to Westport and knock on her door and ask her to marry me.
And?
I didn't do it.
Oh.
I'd never been to West. No, I've been to Westport once.
Yes.
The ferry, it goes to Bridgeport. And
it's not that she would have turned her head to notice him or anything like that.
I made a left instead of making a right and ended up in Westport. But
yes. When she gives head, it's a whole different meaning of it.
Yeah.
She ended up with Keith Moon, which I thought, well, I can't compete with Keith Moon. First of all, Keith Moon was like, I don't know, Club 40 or something.
Look what happened to him.
She was like 17. What happened to him?
Well, look what happened to him. I mean, a good thing. Here you are, and he's
in hell. She went into full character and brought him down.
I would say, Matt, that you got the better end of that stick.
No doubt. No pun intended.
It was the best. It was one of the best mistakes I ever didn't make.
Yeah. I think she's still around, isn't she, Linda Blair?
Yeah, but I think she's dressed as Belinda Carlisle, and she just released another album.
Yes, exactly.
So, John, GD probably meant to wait for you to arrive before we had this talk about comedy. Andrew Santino being a sellout. You probably don't even know the story, but Andrew Santino, Bad Friends. He has this thing on Hulu. Disney owns Hulu. Disney told him, you have to change your jokes or we don't do the special. And he said, okay, change my jokes.
Wow.
My take on that is that's pitiful. You're not a comedian. You stick to your fucking guns. Do you produce your own special, whatever. You don't need the money. You're not going to tell somebody that. You might as well have them write your own fucking act, right? Now, what is your take on that? Do you agree with me or disagree with me on it?
Wait, so they wanted it because they thought his content was too controversial, too dirty? What was the...
I don't know. He doesn't go into depth on what they didn't like about his jokes. They just thought it wouldn't fly for the corporate image.
Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, then why bring the guy on? I mean, you bring the comic on for his material. I mean, if then just fine, just write my jokes and I'll read them and I'll collect my paycheck. Fine, okay,
right?
That's ridiculous.
And then after the fact, he goes on bashing them by saying, "Why? How did they do this to me? You allowed them to do it to you. First of all, you agreed to it.
That's a little hypocritical, right?
Yeah." It just doesn't make any sense. And why would you tell your fans that if it happened, you just let it slide by, right? You don't highlight the fact. Yes, I'm a sellout. Hold up, I am a sellout.
Yeah, well, it's one of those weird moments, like if you're going to go do a corporate gig, they might say, "Hey, we want you to be clean." Okay, so you're not going to tell dirty jokes. So I don't know the full context of it, but they're like, "Hey, we want you to do more of a cleaner show, so tell your cleaner jokes." At least if they're if that's your jokes, but. If I watch Nick Bargatze, Sebastian Gaffigan, they're just clean comics, So I watch a lot of their stuff, but I'm sure there's people who do specials that just, like Sarah Silverman. I mean, they're just,
Yeah, they should just go hire Jim Gaffigan if that's what they want.
Right. Exactly.
But even still, for you to say for a comic to take the gig and then complain that after they paid him, they made him change the material. Then if it's going to bother you that much that you're going to do that, then don't do the gig.
Yeah.
Unless he changed the material so much that he made his show suck, and then
he said they manipulated the jokes, and to that end, I was thinking, in post, like he told the jokes, and then they went in and edited it, made it seem like he was saying something else. I don't know.
Well, people who get married do that all the time. They go, "I do," and then like a year later, they go, "This sucks." So I mean, it happens.
Yeah. So when's your VFW gig? Is that this weekend?
It's a week from Saturday. Yeah, the VFW in Westport, they're getting hip and trendy. They do jazz and on Thursday. So like this guy Matt Zako, who's a friend of mine, he's promoting new material, and this guy Joe Garrick is bringing comedy into the place, and so they're bringing in these shows. And this is my second appearance at the VFW, and it's a cool space. It's kind of a L shape, so it's you're facing here, and then you kind of look over here, and they're laughing, and you look back here. So it's a little bit different, but they pack the house, and they laugh, and they're supportive, and so they're doing more comedy, and they got this great comic opening up, Kevin McCaffrey, or he's headlining, I should say. I'm opening for him, and so it's a cool space, and and it's I roll out of bed, and I roll 3 more times, and I hit my head on the toilet, and there I am.
So what you're saying is Connecticut is behind Long Island, because Long Island has been doing these VFW comedy shows for as long as I can remember.
We're so slow out here. We're so slow. We actually still think the war is going on, the Civil War. I mean,
and that's why you can't go to the VFW, because it's wartime.
That's right. They still think the war is going on too, which is for other reasons.
Right. But so when I don't know if it's going to work this way for you, but here on Long Island, when they have these VFW comedy shows, or sometimes even the music shows, they don't have they allow you to bring your own fucking bottle, and you'll get a lot of drunk hecklers. Like, guys will bring in a bottle of bourbon and drink the whole fucking thing at their table, because now it's not costing them anything. They bought the bottle, and you will get a lot of I think I can help you out. That's not helping me out.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that. I know that they've allowed you to bring your own crack.
Oh,
which is a hell of an advancement for Westport.
I don't think
that's pretty good, because usually you have to get it out of the crack machine right next to the cigarette machine.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And and sometimes it gets stuck up in there, and you have to reach your arm up. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. Good point. Yes, a very advanced vending machine at VFW here in Westport.
Yeah, but they have the they still have the little plastic knobs you have to pull out.
And right, the Marlboros that come out.
Yeah,
that's right. And it gets stuck, and you're like doing this.
Yeah. I still,
See, my people would just steal the whole machine.
And when Matt says "my people," he means friends of his that he went to school with.
I mean Lou Bogle.
Yeah,
Lou Bogle. That's who I mean. Lou, if you're listening, I mean you. So I don't know if maybe you don't know, but the United States has kind of got some shit going on right now.
There's a lot of shit.
Does that? Because I tried to kind of put this on GD before. Does that make comedy hard? And in times like this, where people are actually saying the word civil war and let's start killing each other and like going crazy, and how do you go about, like, all right, we all know what's going on outside these walls, but we're here to laugh. Let's laugh. Let's switch gears and just concentrate on trying to laugh.
Yeah.
Difficult?
I stay away from politics and current events in my comedy. I just, I mean, unless there's something really, unique and funny, but I don't touch that stuff, because it's so personal these days. I mean, like you're talking about marriage, and maybe you're crowd working and you're kind of picking on somebody and all that. There's kind of an understanding that it's common and all that, but you start getting into, politics, and whether you're taking one side or not, like there's lots of jokes you can say about our politicians, about Trump and Biden. I mean, but there's always someone who just finds it offensive, and it kind of, sometimes it kills the vibe. So I just
Yeah,
try to
well,
stay.
I agree with you, and I'm not even suggesting that you should even consider doing political humor.
Right.
But it's that people bring that baggage with them of just wanting to go back. I can't wait till this show's over so I can check my phone and see if they caught
I
the guy or
know,
not,
right?
whatever it is.
I
It's just
know.
like obsessed with it, and we're in a bad space. So even if they come in and you leave all your politics at the door, still it's hard to get them into the mood of just letting go and appreciating and laughing. Yeah or no?
It could be. It's definitely challenging, and when people are paying, their ticket price, and then they got to buy a couple drinks, so they're spending, and you've got, maybe your wife or they maybe got a party for, you're spending some decent money for not a lot, maybe an hour, right? I mean, if you're coming into a club, maybe it's an hour and a half of headliner and some warm ups and all that. But they're paying money to laugh, and it's their escape room.
That's a good
And
point.
when you do make them laugh, which one thing, and GD, I think we talked about this, one thing that's so intoxicating about stand-up or just comedy, it's very intoxicating when it works. When they do laugh, it's a drug. I mean, it's it makes the room, it makes the vibe, it makes, it's like when you're in form and you're just delivering and they're laughing and you just keep connecting, and they trust you, and they respect you now, like, okay, thank you for making me laugh, I'm going to give you a little bit more room, a little more respect, a little more latitude as you progress. It's intoxicating.
Yeah. Sunshine says when she thinks of old people when you say VFW. Have you done the VFWs, and is that true? Is the crowd? I think that probably there's some truth to that, right?
They are definitely older. Yes. Yes.
Why you would think? And listen, what do I know? But yeah, I would think that people. It's a show. It's a show. It's a comedy show. It's billed as a comedy show. It's a cheap date. It's a good date.
Great
Why
day.
wouldn't young people want to go to that just because of the VFW stigma? Oh, I don't know. For me, as a cheapskate, no, I wasn't a cheapskate.
There's some young people, but the way they promote it within their own ecosphere, right? So you're just going to get people who just are VFW patrons just going to the show. They're like, and they love comedy, and I got to tell you, they laugh. I mean, I would say the young people don't laugh, but they're contagious. They are like totally into it.
Yeah.
And that's risky because when they laugh, they could soil diapers. It's not like when you're young, you laugh, you could hold it. But when you get older, even sneezing you could pull something, you can laugh and pull a muscle. So they're enjoying it.
I told a really funny joke when I was performing there, and they were laughing really hard. I actually reached over to the defibrillator. I'm like, "Are we good? Are we good?"
Well, this is a true story. Here on Long Island, there was a guy who did an act as a doctor. It was his comedy act, but he was not a doctor. But people
like
thought he was.
Scrubs and everything, and
yeah, he was in Scrubs. He brought the stethoscope with him and did this whole act like he was a doctor who, in his spare time, was doing stand-up comedy. And the guy in the front row had a coronary and was laying there. And the guy says, "Anybody going to do CPR?" Like, what do you mean anybody going to do? You're a doctor.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Yeah, but see, and this is when, depending on when they did this, when this happened, if he was on stage and said, "Aren't you going to do something?" He says, "Sorry, he's outside of his."
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was going to call Rich Walker, but you just triggered the memory for me. That's exactly what happened. He said, "Not my specialty."
I was thinking of outside of your zone, like you have a hospital, and then if you go outside of that, it's extra money.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, apparently this guy claimed he didn't know cardiology or something. Yeah.
Like
so with the we'll get off the V. Although we shouldn't. I'm just looking for a link we could add to promote. Why don't we have a link, GD? It's your fault.
It is my fault.
It is your fault.
I don't know why we don't have a link.
All right, I'll look for a link.
Do I need me to send you one? Is it too late?
No, I'm going to look for one now. But
go to Circle Comedy. Circle Comedy, Fairfield. That's where you'll find the link for the September 20th show.
GD, could you help me out here? Come on.
Sure. Circle Comedy.
Circle Comedy should be the link.
So are you free to promote this on your own, like to your own following and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, no, I do. I got lots of because I do pretty much all my comedy in New York City at Comic Strip Live and Broadway Comedy Club, Greenwich Village, and so I'm starting to do more rooms. They're starting to do more rooms locally. A good buddy of mine, Joe Garrix, is a promoter, and he's doing comedy locally in Fairfield, Connecticut, and at VFW and all that. So which is great because a lot of my friends who live in this area, they're just not going to go into the city, you know. So this is a much better opportunity for a lot of the the crowd around here to come see me. And there's a lot of people in the hood and surrounding burbs and all that come see it. So the houses are packed, which is great.
Very cool. Yeah, they are. I know the New York comedy scene well. Now, Broadway Comedy Club, 6 years ago was probably the last time I was there. They were still doing bringer shows. And GD is in a Barry Katz comedy workshop group or whatever the hell that is.
Right.
Blueprint for Comedy Success, with somebody who was running a bringer show there who I had on. And she had Mark Norman. She would get like a headliner. Mark Norman wasn't blown up yet. He wasn't quite that big, but he was a rising star. And she would get like Norman to come in and then bring her shows and charge people pay to play stuff. Like it's if you want 10 minutes of stage time, you pay this much. You want 15 minutes, and bring her shows. You had to bring people. Is that still a thing?
I think they still do that. I don't do that anymore, but I think for some of the up and comers that are just getting into the biz,
that's so predatory to me. I can understand open mic nights and all that stuff, and make it's bad enough that you get people who work for free for you, doing slave labor, doing comedy. But then to charge them, like, let's not forget about paying them. We're going to actually charge them money. Like, we need their $10 or $15 or $50, whatever it is. But that's,
I know a lot of people frown upon it, and I get it. And to your point, if you're going to get into some of the bigger clubs and you're brand spanking new, and you're just still working your material, and maybe it's not quite as polished. There may be some, maybe some give on that. It's like, I'm giving you a prominent space. And because of that, give me a little stipend for that. But for the most part, clubs like that just get a lot of folks coming in anyways. Like Broadway is up around 53rd and around 7th and 8th. So it's right off of Times Square. So they get a ton of people just coming in.
Right.
So every time I perform there, it's a packed house.
Is comedy your whole life?
Is what?
Is comedy your whole life? Like when I was a young man in music and thought I was going to make it, I was laser focused. All I cared about was music. And if people would have asked me, what else do you do? What do you do in your spare time that you really enjoy? Like, I go home and I play music, even though. So is comedy your whole life, or do you have other things going on that you love to do and spend a lot of time doing?
I got a lot of interest, but just at 30,000 feet, comedy has been my whole life since I was a little boy. I used to watch the Three Stooges 3 times a day. I just loved laughing and loved watching people make me laugh, and then got into, as I was progressing in age, got into Pryor and Carlin and Kinnison and Dangerfield. And then, still to this day, love, Sebastian and Nate and Gaffigan and just a lot of these up and coming comics. And I love, like when I perform, I love seeing some of the new talent that's coming up and some of the headliners who don't have the, the name cachet, but are, performing, nationally.
You're like Gladys Simon, who helped you so much in your career. As a matter of fact, you owe your career to Gladys Simon, and you haven't mentioned her name once.
Yes, Gladys Simon at Comic Strip Live, who's really kind of taken me under her wing and given me a lot of stage time and great advice. But
you should have started with that name, and I'm going to call Gladys and tell her that you put her after all of those other people.
You rat-faced fuck! Yeah. Don't you dare rat him out.
I guess I am done with Comic Strip Live. But I do a lot of other things. I'm a DJ. Like GD said, I host a show every Tuesday called Sit Down Stand Up, where I interview comics across, I could say the world now, because I actually interviewed someone from Tasmania, which is in Australia, which I had to look that up briefly because I just always thought it as the devil. It's like you're short and you do that. So I interview comics and on WFUT radio. So it's pretty cool. And then on Sunday afternoons, there's a local radio station, an FM radio station, Weeby 108, WEBE FM, where I'm a DJ on Sunday afternoons from noon to 5. And I do, I'm constantly writing. I'm writing a new. I've written a couple of screenplays in the past. I'm working on another one right now. So I'm just always doing something that I find just entertaining.
All right.
And he has 2 children that he tortures.
And 2 children that they torture me now. We are beyond the point of me torturing them. So.
Are you married? You got married kids?
Yeah, I'm married to 30, going on 32 years. October.
Holy fuck.
Right. We got married when we were 7. So
congratulations.
Yeah.
It was an arranged marriage.
It was arranged. She's Mormon. So it all works out,
Wow. So she must be very supportive of, well, I say that even knowing I've been married to 2 women who weren't very supportive of what I did. But so yeah, I mean it's wow, it's a difficult life to sign up for. What does the wife do? She work?
You talking about difficult life just being married or just being married to someone who's doing stand up?
Wow.
Or both.
Yeah, that's you know what? I think my wives both lied when, what does your husband do? He's a doctor.
Now this is, I don't know if you get this, John, but I get this a lot. When people find out that I'm married, they say, "Oh, your wife must have a lot of fun. Your marriage must be a hoot."
Yeah, right. Oh, they're probably laughing all the time. Well, they were. Let's see. After we got married, I'd say 6 weeks, and then it just kind of ended after that. She's like, "All right, I got it," But they're supportive. They love the fact that I'm doing it. They just said, just don't please make too much fun of us, and don't drop our names. So.
Now, 32 years ago when you got married, did your wife marry you? Was your sense of humor one of the things that attracted your wife to you?
I think so, because that's the only thing I had.
It wasn't the money, it wasn't the looks, it wasn't the personality.
Yeah, in the scheme of checking boxes, sense of humor was like number 11. She's like, "All right, I'll give you that one." I just they always say that, like when you read these articles and when they ask these, like, especially these gorgeous women or just they always say, like, "What do you always look for in a man?" Like, sense of humor is like usually like number 1. I mean, it's almost like they're giving this, like, well, yeah, I definitely got to be attractive. It's almost like they don't need to say, like, well, they got to be good looking. Like, well, duh, you got to be attractive. But like the number 1 thing they say is, oh, it'd be, I'd really love a sense of humor. I get it. I mean, who doesn't want to be in a room with someone who's just kind of fun, as opposed to a downer?
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean, what do I know from a woman?
You seem skeptical.
But she was making that face just going.
Well, only because I've had conversations with women about what keeps them in a relationship, and the women they've been quite, at least a couple of them have been honest enough to me. If a guy makes her come, that's the most important thing to it, and you'd be surprised.
And I think laughter is very good for that.
Well, I don't know. This girl, I'm going to try and not kind of, because some of them actually listen to this program every once in a while. A girl I was with had a best friend who said she really loved the guy, but his cock was too big and it hurt her, and she could never come, and that's why she had to get rid of him. I mean, so it's no matter how funny he was, how much fun he was to be with, how much time they had spent together, she couldn't come because he hurt her. With his
didn't they ever watch the Kinsey? Was it Kinsley? The sex couple.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing is, you change positions and you could make that a little bit less painful by changing positions.
I never watched a
Maybe he had Peyronie's disease. You know that.
Yeah. It's like he's digging into the thigh. It's like,
right. It's like
right by the wall.
Who wants to get screwed by a canoe, right? I mean, I get it.
Yeah. No, but I mean, so I think, and again, what do I fucking know? I know nothing. I'm a failure with women. No. But I think they, if you can make them laugh all day long, if you can't make them come, sooner or later they're gonna leave. That's what I think.
Right. So I got 1 out of 2. Which
all
is
right. There you go. Well, you're more successful. Listen, you've been married for 355 years.
I have.
Good for you. Yes. I mean, that's success. And I totally respect and admire that. I wish I had a woman who could want to be with me for more than a day at a time.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm very, very fortunate, and I have a great wife. She's I actually met her because once you're a musician, I guess you're always a musician. But I met her. She was the lead singer of my cover band when we lived in Chicago.
Oh,
so wow. Yeah,
the chicks in the band thing.
Was she still a Mormon at that point, or was she a Reformed Mormon?
She was actually never Mormon. I just kind of use it as a joke.
Okay. Because see, now that I know that you tell these lies, I don't believe the things you whisper into my ears now.
From Utah, no.
All the pillow talk we had, I can't believe any of it now.
No. All that's true.
Okay.
Yeah. So she, for whatever reason, she took a liking to me, and I liked her from the minute I saw her, but there we go. 32 years later, and here we still are.
Now, since she was in the band, was there competition for her from the other band musicians, and she decided that she landed on the guitarist as opposed to the bass player or the drummer or a keyboard player?
Well, if there was, no one told me.
Oh, okay.
Well, we were just friends for a few years in the band.
See, that doesn't. I always. Yeah, my mind has been blown lately by somebody I know who was married twice and had a guy. She had a guy best friend. Both of those marriages broke up. Now she's with the guy who was in the friend zone. And I always thought, wow, once you were in the friend zone, that was it. There's no way out of the friend zone. You're never gonna.
There is.
Well, I'm finding out. We got them, and now we have John, who's found a. What is this? What is the escape plan from the friend zone to the bed zone?
Oh, good dick.
How do you get the benefits?
Yeah, how do you get out of the friend zone and get into the let's do the nasty?
Okay, I can help you with that later. We'll listen to John's answer, then I'll tell you some of the other possibilities.
Yeah, you can.
I just ply them with alcohol.
So you're Bill Cosby.
Well, I wouldn't say drug them until they pass out, but just make them feel good, and I don't know. I mean, I just make them laugh, right?
Sometimes you're the one who's there to comfort. When the things go crazy, the things go bad in the other relationship, and he's like, "Yeah, girl, he was never any good for you. I'm 40. Yeah, that's so."
Yeah, but then they wake up the next day and they say, "We made a mistake."
Yeah, but like I said, that's why I started that by saying good dick, because once you get there, you have to keep it. It can't be catch and release. You have to bring them.
I must have zoned out. I didn't hear the part about the good dick.
Yeah, that was the very beginning. Yeah, good dick.
I gotta listen to the very beginning. That's the problem with me.
You don't listen to the tip, see, and you just want the shaft. That's your problem. But the tip of it was the good dick.
So, GD, you're just saying, just drop good dick right off the bat, and you're just.
Well, no, I'm saying is you have to have that ready. It's like luck and opportunity. It's like comedy. It's just like comedy. You have to prepare because you don't know when your career is going to break. So you have to be ready when it does break. And that's the same thing with the friend zone. Okay. You have to be prepared. So when there's an opportunity and you get in there, you bring the house down. Okay. You make them want more.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
GD, your wisdom is just crushing it today, man.
Thank you. Yes, it is. That's a B, man. That's a B. And I can see you not hitting
it. Oh, fuck. You just reminded me of something I missed. StreamYard was supposed to have a call with me to discuss how we can make the B work and doing the shorts, the AI shorts, more efficient and better quality. They set up, and that was yesterday. I didn't remember until.
Oh, speaking of AI shorts, what about the competitor to Opus Clips? Anything happening with that?
Oh, Clap. They just sent me an email like, why have we not heard you advertising us yet? Because you never got back to me. Because they're listening. You never got back to me on giving me free access so I could demonstrate it. I'm not fucking paying for it to begin.
If they were listening, they'd have heard you say that the first time.
Yeah, well, if they would have heard me say it the first time, and they would have answered my fucking emails about that. I am not paying for a membership for a sponsor that is supposed to pay me to promote them. So Clap if you want me to use.
That's like a bringer show. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly what that is.
Yeah, a bringer sponsor. It's a bringer sponsor. It's a new. That's
pay for play, man. That's illegal.
Yeah, and I think there's W is doing that too. W, the energy drink. They want me to.
Oh, I thought you meant the former president.
Yeah,
I'll be on your show, but you got to buy my paintings so you can talk about my paintings.
Mission
my
accomplished.
Drink is nuclear.
Yeah. So now you talk about screenplays you write. Now, screenplay writing is fine. I admire the fact that you're doing that. What's the next step? Do you do pitches to filmmakers or producers and stuff once the screenplay is finished, or you just like hoping they're gonna say, "Hey, we need a screenplay. You got anything?"
Yeah, I wish it was that easy. I have a great friend of mine out in LA who's a producer, and she's my agent of sorts. So she's helped me in the past with a couple, and she's really well connected, which I got to tell you is 99, if not 100% of the game. You know, like I tell friends of mine, when I was working on this, we got really close to selling a screenplay. This is several years ago, and I was out in LA meeting with her and a colleague of hers, and we were sitting in a Starbucks, right? It was like 2 PM on like a Tuesday, and we're going through the notes of the script, and the Starbucks is filled with people on their computers and all that, young kids and all that, and they're all fledgling writers. You know, you could tell they're just screenwriters. And I'm sitting with this woman who's then going to take the script and bring it to some of the top script readers at some of the major studios. I came back home. I told my wife, I said, I could have been sitting next to the guy writing the next like Forrest Gump. And if he doesn't have this connection, it'll never, ever get read or seen. I mean, literally, it is who you know. So thankfully I have a great connection. And she's been great. So, she's excited about this new concept that I'm
so important. On. I mean, I've been preaching that from day one when we have people in the arts on. It's getting an agent, somebody who will be your ambassador, somebody who will be your advocate and evangelist for you.
Yeah.
And finding that person is difficult, but I think while you're out there doing open mics or whatever you're doing when you're first starting out, that should be your prime focus. I got to get somebody who believes in me. Dan Pasternak, who was on the program earlier in the week. This is what he did it for, like stars of my parents' generation. But he was very happy in that role. And finding somebody like that who is well connected, has all the connections within the industry,
no doubt,
who believes in you is a make or break type of thing.
Yeah, and and it's this sounds so I don't know. It sounds so oversimplistic and all that, but the difference between like people get they see movies and all that, and they think like in the movies, it's first of all it's Hollywood, right? So in movies, the way some of these movies, the things just fall in someone's lap. They're on a train and they meet their husband, or but that's Hollywood. That's not real life. It just does. Things aren't just going to fall in your lap. So you have to do it. The difference between those who do and those who don't are the ones who do actually do. And once you get into the scope, the environment of, like, if you want to write a screenplay or you want to do stand up or whatever, and you start getting into the stand up environment, and the ecosphere and all that, that's how things happen. If you think you're a funny person and someone's just going to come up and find you like in the movies and go like, oh my God, I'm going to make you a star, and you become, that's just not real life.
We call that Willieism.
Right. Yeah,
that's
true.
Definitely a thing. I mean, there's lots of people who just think and actually voice the words, I just need somebody to discover me. Like, you're not fucking, you're not a Native American tribe in the West Indies here.
No.
Columbus is not coming by to discover you. You are there. You gotta make yourself known, and that's a very difficult part of it. And
that's the hard work.
Yeah,
that's the hard work. But once you get there, it's funny because once you, like, I started doing stand up like 5 years ago, and I've been writing comedy and things like that, and it's like, okay, now I want to see if I can start delivering some of the material that I come up and concepts and blah blah. And it's look at it, it doesn't happen overnight. It's certainly a work in progress and getting better and better each time I do it. Just like I was listening to this interview with Jerry Seinfeld like 6 months ago, whatever. And he goes, I just spoke to Chris Rock last night, and he was like doing a show, and he goes, I've been still working on a joke for 10 years, so, I mean, it just doesn't happen overnight, so, but once you're in that sphere, it's a blast, and then you start getting, other clubs start hearing about you and like, hey, and other comics saying, hey, do you want to open for me? But that's the only way for it to happen. Right. You got to get out there.
Yeah. What always surprises me is people who are able to quit. And I think if you were able to quit, you were never in it for the right reasons.
Totally.
Because, like, quit, I don't mean necessarily doing it professionally, but I know people who are musicians who don't write anymore, don't even pick up their instrument anymore, because what's the point? It's not, I'm not having any success at it at the moment. Like, success, the reason you picked it up in the first place, the reason you started doing it was because it filled a hole in your soul, and it was something you felt like compelled to do.
Absolutely.
Or at least I would think that. I could never give it up. Even if I never got a gig again, I would still be playing music every day.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And plus there's different levels of success. Like, if you're measuring success from I'm going to write a song to, it's going to go on the radio. Well, there's levels of success from I write a song, then maybe I record it, and then maybe I get it on Spotify, and then I'm starting to get more fans, and maybe more airplay. I mean, so there could be many levels of success. But to your point, if you're just giving up because all of a sudden you're not opening up for Metallica, then that's a little bit ambitious.
Absolutely. Now this Westport, it's a beautiful room you're in. I don't know if the house is equally beautiful but it looks like are you on the water?
No, we're about 10 minutes away from the Sound. So we're inland a little bit.
CD, you know what he means by that?
The Sound, yes, water.
Yeah, okay. Most people don't know. Like, what is he talking about, the Sound? I thought you just asked if he was on the water.
Yeah, the sound you don't hear water.
You don't hear that typically. I mean, the bays and all this stuff. I don't know why the Long Island Sound is called the Long Island Sound, especially when Connecticut owns it. Oh,
right.
And also, I know there was the Seattle Sound, which I think is a basketball team, right? The Seattle Super Sounds.
Yeah,
I think it's volleyball team. I don't
okay.
I don't.
Yeah. But so are you a nautical guy? Do you go out on, or do you take advantage of the wonderful geography that you've been blessed to live near?
Do you swim naked every day? Is the question.
I do swim naked in my tub. I am horrible on water. I get seasick by saying the word seasick. I can't do cruises. I can't go on people's boats unless I literally pop Dramamine.
Do you have a good arm?
I used to. Now, look at this.
I think if you threw a pebble or a rock, you could hit Jackie Martling while he's out there swimming naked right now.
Jackie is a good friend of mine. He's across the bay. And if I had a really good arm, I would still fall way short. But I know exactly where his house is relative to the Sound.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Water is the thing that maybe intrigues me if I were to, would be those river cruises, which are probably for like 95-year-old people, but there's no waves and, but I will never go on a ship out in the ocean. It's never going to happen.
Yeah. You're pretty insulated from the ocean where you are. Where I am is where the Sound starts to open up and the Atlantic Ocean is it's kind of the same water. It's all sound, the ocean,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you far from Jackie? Are you far from Bayside?
I am very far from Jackie.
We don't say the actual
We're
town he
both on
lives
the
in
North
the air.
Shore. We're probably separated by about 75 miles.
Got it. Okay.
I'm out like right across from Groton, like right the Rhode Island Connecticut border.
Oh wow. Okay, you're over there. Got it. Okay, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah, and there's another ferry. Our Orient Point ferry goes up.
That's right. That's the one we normally take. We'll take that drive and then just take it because then you're all the way at the tip, So
yeah,
a lot easier.
You ever play that casino over there on the end right there? What is that? Foxwoods, right by.
I have not. No, but my early New Year's resolution is because I've been doing pretty much all New York City and local, starting to do a little more local and all that. I did do Catch a Rising Star in LA, a few years ago. But my goal or my resolution is to start branching out, getting into. I'm from Chicago originally, so I got a lot of people that want to see me out in Chicago. So I'm planning to get out there. I like to do like Boston and some of these other, clubs in some other cities. So that is my goal. Get out of New York City.
Casino work, I find, could be a little bipolar because people go to the shows to take a break from the gambling,
from losing.
Some of them are losing, some of them are winning. That's what I mean by bipolar. The losers are not going to be in the mood for entertainment. They're just angry. They're losing money. Yeah. The winners are just they're buying drinks for everybody and laughing up. And it's like, what's going on with this crowd? Like it's like bipolar.
This is my sales pitch. Then if I do a show at a comedy club, I have like a giveaway of a $100 gift card to the biggest loser of the night. Okay? And that way the losers come in and it's like, we might be able to get $100 of our money back. We'll go into the club.
That's good.
Yeah, and then, and matter of fact, and the casino knows who the big losers are. So the casino goes around giving them complimentary tickets, saying, look, you've lost a lot of money. Here's a ticket to the comedy show. You could probably win $100. Right. And that's what you do. I'm a business man. Business. So that's what we do, Kenneth. When we're going to do a show together at the casino, and that's going to be our thing. The casino's going to identify the big losers, give them complimentary tickets, so they come to the show and try to win $100. And it's business. I'm a business man. Business.
It's like that movie Defending Your Life. Or I think.
Yeah.
Remember when he tries to convince him to give the money back as just being like a great mark?
Was that Defending Your Life? No, that's Lost in America, I think.
Lost in America. Thank you. Yeah. Lost in America. And he's like, it's
like
PR thing.
You could be the casino with a heart. You can give us our money back.
And he's like, I'll give you a free breakfast.
Here on Long Island, there's a one casino, Jake's 58. And an old man, like in his 90s, won a jackpot, like thousands of dollars. They paid him in cash. And as he was walking out, a guy stabbed him and robbed him. And
tough crowd.
He stabbed him and robbed him. And then he got to his car and said, because he was reaching in his pockets, and he looked at what he got, and he's like, I only got like $600 from the guy, and went back. He went back to re-rob the guy while he was lying on the floor, and that's how he got caught. If he would have just taken the $600, this was just the other day. It was in the newspaper. I thought it was comical. It's like, why isn't that video? I mean, certainly they have some.
Oh my God, boy, that's when you combine greed and stupidity. That is what you get, man.
Yeah, I know. To me, that should be a viral clip.
That's pretty ridiculous. That's funny. That's funny.
So we know you're friends with. You just mentioned that you're friends with Jackie Martling and you're friends with GD, which is we won't hold that against you, but that's a hard thing to understand. But the idea in comedy now of the importance of having like a lot of the things that people work together. They find people that they enjoy working with, and then they become a clique, for lack of a better way of describing it. Is that like mandatory? Do you have to be like a social butterfly and be nice to everybody and be everybody's friend, or can you just say, I don't like you're a scumbag, but let's do some shows together because you're a pro?
That's very Hollywood, right? It's I kind of like everybody, you know. I mean, unless someone's just like a total jerk. But to your point, though, since I started doing stand up, I just kind of created this whole new circle of friends. I mean, not like people I hang out with, but just acquaintances. But what I find is like, you know, they will reach out to me like, hey, I got a show, you know, I'd love for you to be on. So, I mean, it's just really a great opportunity just for networking and connecting and playing different clubs and different types of shows. Like this guy, Joe, who's promoting shows here locally. I met him at a show with this incredibly funny woman, Ophira Eisenberg, was performing, and he opened up for her, and we were chatting, and then he said, "Oh, I do the show in Fairfield," and next thing you know, I'm starting to do shows with him. I mean, so you know, I don't think it's a type of environment where you have to like go around kissing ass, but I think if you're funny and people are starting to get a little bit more successful, or maybe even starting promoting their own shows, they want to bring people in who are funny.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe a little more guaranteed laugh. So that helps. So I'm really getting this great opportunity just to play a lot of different rooms just based on the people I'm meeting doing shows. So it's really cool.
And I have a Jackie question for you.
Yeah.
When you text Jackie, when he texts you back, does he call you a queer?
He has not yet. Should he?
Then you're not a friend.
You're not a friend.
You're not a friend.
I'm sorry. This is how you measure how much Jackie likes you.
That's right.
Well, either a fag, a queer, a homo.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's funny. Yes. Yeah. I don't know if I'm fortunate or unfortunate.
You're unfortunate. When he loves you, he busts your balls.
He doesn't love me, I guess. Damn.
I'll get him on it today. I'll tell him, you know what.
Yeah, John Kenneth is hurt because
John Kenneth needs to be called a homo, please.
I know.
I mean, when I talk, Jackie goes, "I'm glad I missed that story." So that's how I know he loves me.
Well, here, like, look at right next on my. Look what I have sitting really right on my.
Okay.
2 Jackie books, and see, I mean, he does love me. He signed it.
Yes, I know. He
signed mine and misspelled my name.
He
misspelled GD.
He wrote GB.
Well, GB.
So I had a little white
good
out
black.
Yeah, good black. I'm one of the good blacks.
Yeah.
So, but what I did was because I posted the picture on Facebook, but I fixed the B to look to a D so that people wouldn't think that he was like dyslexic or something. Yeah, stupid. Yeah. Right. I didn't want people to think he was stupid because he knows who I am. I don't know what happened.
Well, at least he didn't say VD, which that would have been a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true. Or STD, STI.
STD would have been good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, earlier you were talking about this is why what made me think of the clickiness and all this stuff. You were talking about a big part of the job is, you know, showing up and doing the work, the work part. And Pat Cooper was offended by Helen Reddy saying that because last week when we had Jackie on, I was talking about there's this 1981 interview with Tom Schneider. Pat Cooper is on, and he got pissed off by something Helen Reddy said that success is only 10% talent and the rest is hard work. And Pat Cooper just got angry as hell and decided to burn every bridge with everybody in show business. Who is Helen Reddy to tell me I got 90% talent? How about that? You swim in from Australia with one hit, and now you think you can tell me what percentage of my work is talent? And then he started going off on Tony Bennett, and like he was just Lola Falana, and just tearing the shit out of everybody.
Hey, nobody messes with Lola Falana.
There you go. But he said that worked for him. Like calling everybody out and being enemies of people. The next day his phone was ringing off the hook, and so I was like, "Wow, I thought you had to be nice to everybody."
That's like that, like the whole David Spade thing on SNL when he just started doing that little bit on, you know, he just started busting all these different celebrities, and people were, you know, some people were offended, but it got really, you know, not to say that helped elevate David Spade, but it really, it kind of elevated him in terms of that kind of owning that lane.
But it doesn't work for everybody. I mean, like, for example, because if it did, everybody would be Comic the Insult Dog.
Right.
Or whatever the dog's name is.
Right. Well, it's got to be clever, too. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I think you have to be somewhat likable, maybe, to get away with it. Because if you're just mean and nasty, I mean, like, Don Rickles got away with it because he was kind of likable. You could tell that he really didn't. But Michael Richards, one nigger, and all of a sudden he can't get work for a
Well,
while.
there's a whole difference between the way Rickles delivered it and the way Pat Cooper delivered it. I mean, Rickles was doing it with a smile on his face, and generally, you knew he was just joking. Pat makes you feel like he's being, he's dead, but when he was doing this, he made you feel like he was shit. Like I wasn't sure if he was going to jump out of the chair and start fucking strangling Tom Snyder over the questions he was asking about. It doesn't play it off like it's a joke, or he's not letting you in on the joke.
Right.
And so, but
yes, so there must be some reason why that some people can get away with it and it helps, and other people it doesn't help. There's got to be something, and because of something that Dylan Brody said to me, you have to be likable and somewhat likable in show business, I guess. But because he says, like, I had a joke that he goes, "That's not funny." I said, but he gets a laugh every time. He goes, because he says it's because you're likable.
See. This guy who I don't know, he says that your audience is all your friends and they're the most supportive people, like you're paying people to come see you or something. And I was like, well, you don't know that. You're just assuming that. You can turn off the Apple robot thinks I'm talking to her.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Okay, go ahead.
All right, she shut up. But he just I hear what Dylan is saying, but that's not always the people aren't laughing just because they like you. If it's
no, he's just referring to that one joke.
And you could tell a fake laugh from a sincere laugh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the thing that he just so you know, John, so you're not in the dark. I won the award for the worst comedy special of all time. Okay. And
congratulations, I think.
Thank you. And the people who bestowed that honor upon me seem to think that the show that they're looking at was full of people who are friends of mine, which isn't true. Some of them were people who had been following my comedy and they came to see, and some were friends. I'm not going to lie. Some were friends. I think I'm going to say 40% were friends. I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually thought about who was in the audience. But the rest of them were people they brought with them, or people who had seen me perform several times, Right. And a good third of them were people who had just seen me. They weren't friends, but they'd seen me enough. You know how you see a comedian often enough, you actually think you're friends until you realize the comedian doesn't know your name.
Exactly.
There were a lot of those people in there too.
Clubs. You thought they were your friend.
Right. And you see them outside of work, and you go like, Cinnamon, whatever that name is, Safari, hi. And then like Safari goes like, hi? It's like, I'm the guy that gave you the 20?
Exactly.
It's like, okay. It's like, and it was folded neatly.
Yeah. And you were looking at me special, like we had a connection.
Yeah. When you humped the pole, you were looking at me right in the eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
I
found that, dog, you probably know as a musician, like, when we play music on stage and you finish a song, or whether or not they like the song or not, they're probably doing a little bit of this, and then the song ends, they'll clap, because, whether they like it or not, it could be a courtesy clap, like, oh, I'm glad, but man, in stand up, there's no courtesy laugh.
Yeah.
Except for maybe from a spouse. Maybe.
Usually it's a grunt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's crickets. So there's no.
I have my next door neighbor was driving by and he stopped to talk to me in the driveway, and I said something that I thought was clever. I'm not saying it was like hilarious, but it was clever. It really was clever. And he looked at me and he goes, just so you know, I don't laugh on the inside.
Inside.
Right. I thought that was so great that I started laughing. And every time that he and I are together around other people, I tell that story because it's like, because people will go like, some people don't laugh and they'll go like, yeah, I was laughing on the inside.
That's funny.
He wanted me to know. He wanted me to know I don't laugh on the inside.
That's one of the oddest things that I find, and this happens a lot at Gov's in Levittown, the Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, the main room. It doesn't happen as much at Brokerage or many other comedy clubs I've been to, but it seems to happen a lot at Governors. The people who will open mouth and no sound comes out.
Jeez.
And you'll see like 10 of them, like in the front rows. They're all doing. Like, is that a laugh? What the fuck?
Maybe there are people who were paid to show up, but they weren't paid to laugh. So they show up and go.
Those are the bringers.
Yeah, those are bringers.
For the people on stage, it's got to be just so fucking weird because the room is responding. You can see the visual response.
Yeah. When I was in Michigan, there was this one woman off to the left. Remember, she was the furthest person on the left. Okay. And she did not make a noise when she laughed. She did this, and then she turned to the person next to her and hit them.
Yeah.
And that was what she did. She went, and I noticed it. And this one guy goes up, he tells a joke, and she does this, and he goes, and he gets mad at her. He goes, "Why aren't you laughing?" It's like, no, that is what she does for a laugh.
Yeah. It's like almost like you need a basic laughing course for children, because we also have the table bangers.
Oh, I love that. Right.
Oh, I get this guy here with this laughter. Or the guy that does this.
Yeah.
Right.
we need to have rudimentary laughing 101 before kindergarten. Actually,
yeah.
Start.
How
to laugh like a normal person or whatever that.
As a matter of fact, that's one of the topics that Alan Katz and I are going to discuss is the mechanics of laughter.
Wow.
That's going to be one of the topics, and that's because I want to know, when do people? Well, okay, almost all babies laugh the same way.
Right.
When you tickle a baby, almost all babies have that belly laugh, that full. This is fucking belly laugh. But somewhere along the line, it stops being a belly laugh, and it becomes the laugh that they have as an adult.
I know.
And so something about the personality making them go from the belly laugh to the, or from the belly laugh to the,
right.
Right. What happened to them to change that laugh?
And what was that influence?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Did they start laughing like their parents laughed, or like
right?
Or did they have a laugh like in my case? I used to have a full belly laugh, and then I injured my teeth, and so my mouth became ugly. To me, it was, and so I would never show my teeth when I laughed, and so my laughter became like, and then once I got my teeth fixed, the belly laugh came right back.
There you go.
Stanhope talks about that. Like he really enjoys people who can let go and laugh out loud.
I'm sorry. Who you said talk about that?
Doug Stanhope talks about how he really enjoys watching people who can let go and laugh a full hearty laugh with bad teeth and show you their bad teeth.
Yeah.
He enjoy, like that means
you're funny. They're funny, and you know that you're funny when you do that. Especially unless they don't know they have bad teeth. They could have the best teeth in the family.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's hard to disguise meth mouth.
Kentucky.
Like the one tooth type of thing.
They could have the Kentucky orthodontist.
But yeah, there is some appreciation that it's sincere then, right? I mean,
yeah.
People don't realize how much dentistry is involved in stand-up.
Yeah.
Oh, I would not.
A lot of dentistry.
Honestly, I would not have taken the stage if my teeth were. I honestly, because I've been asked to do, like, back even when I was a musician, it was easy for me to have bad teeth because I would sing and hide behind the mic like this.
Right. Yeah.
And people, I mean, for years, people told me I was funny. I was hired to do a gig in the 80s. You know the week that Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire?
Oh yeah.
From the Pepsi commercial?
Yeah.
That week some guy, they needed a comedian at Howard University, and they blew all of their money on the band. So they go like, we got like $150. We can who we're gonna hire for $150? And so the guy goes, I know this guy in high school. He was hilarious in high school. I can get him. And I was, like I said, in high school, I was funny in the cafeteria.
Right.
But because he was a friend of mine, he asked me to do it. I said, okay, I'll do it. And so I worked really hard on material, and I did well after bombing for the first 5 minutes. But even back then, people thought I could do comedy, but I was ashamed of my teeth. I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, I had great teeth. and nobody knew it because I never smiled. And I used to get like women coming up, like trying to force me to smile. Like, what? I just don't do it.
That to you and try to get you smile.
I don't have great teeth anymore, but when I did, I'm not a smiler. It's not my thing. Sorry.
Oh, I was headlining somewhere. I can't remember. And some lady looks at me from the audience. She goes, this is from the audience. She goes, "You show your teeth a lot." I mean, she yells that from the audience. And I said, "You damn right. I spent $10,000 getting these things fixed." And then I went on for like a 5-minute thing, making them laugh about how bad my teeth used to be. You know, how many women I went down on and they can't walk straight anymore because but my wife knew to wait until I got my teeth fixed. She's like, "Yeah, yes,
there you
go." We're fucked next week. I don't know if you know this. We're fucked next week.
Well, we have too much time and not enough guests.
We have one guest on Friday. That's it.
Is it John again? John, are you coming back next Friday?
I'll just turn my hat around.
Wow. You could do that if you want to come back. Sure. So let's tell people about tomorrow. Oh, it's not sold out, right?
Well, I got 2 shows. The other one on the flyer. So next Thursday, I'm at the Comic Strip Live in New York City at 8:00 showtime. And then a week from tomorrow at the VFW in Westport, which is a really cool space. You'd be surprised. I'm a featured comic with a really funny headliner, Kevin McCaffrey. And there's Joe Garrix is also a comic, and Nick Spaccoletti, I think the guy's name is, hosting. So it's going to be a really fun show. So 8:00 showtime next Saturday, the 20th.
Very cool. Well, we appreciate you being here today. It was a pleasure to meet you. Good luck. And if you are within driving distance or ferry distance, I'll come and see you.
I would love that. And if I ever get over to do shows in Long Island, because a lot of my comic friends do shows out there, I'd love to come. I'll let you know.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, we're going to have to do something together other than the sex stuff. We have to do something.
Yes.
We have to do some comedy together.
Wait, have you not worked together before?
No.
Really?
No. We've never met in person.
Right. In the 4 weeks we've known each other, we've never worked together. It's just.
Wow. But we've slept together 4 times.
Oh yeah, and swapping spit, but that doesn't count in comedy.
That doesn't count, really.
Because when it comes to comedy, you have to like suck and blow a lot of people to get nowhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's a bad note to end on. All right.
Okay. How about this? Love you, queer. No.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Have a great day and enjoy that beautiful view you have there.
I will, man. Thanks for having me on the show. It's so much fun.
Have a great day.
Enjoy the sound of the sound.
All right, guys. See you soon.
Bye. John Kenneth.
My good friend from Connecticut and New York, John Kenneth.
Yeah. GD's best friend who he's never met.
But we spent like
the best friend that you have that you never met, right?
Yeah, but now we spent 5 hours conversing, and we still haven't met each other yet.
All right,
at least 5 hours. Yeah,
I really got to get to work on. I thought we had a full schedule here. I don't know what happened to next.
So
week.
Who's Friday's guest? So I know not to bother them.
I don't. Thomas Wilson.
Okay, got it.
Thomas Wilson. I don't know if this is an author or what. What's the deal? He's another person who has put, he's got to be, a publicist sent them, and there's no information whatsoever in the chat room. Now, do you remember the other day we were supposed to have the Nazi film guys on?
Right,
and
right.
They didn't show up?
Right.
Their publicist sent me last night pitching them to the program. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You pitched these 2 guys last week. I gave them a date. Neither one of them showed up, and I told you about it. They didn't show up. No explanation other than,
that happens.
Yeah.
And she said that happens.
And then she wanted them. I was like, come on, man, stop. Don't even send me this shit anymore.
Well, do you think that he wants? Do you think they want to come on now because Charlie Kirk has been killed and they want to,
With Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, he's been killed. Nazi Kirk, Charlie Nazi Kirk.
All these people claiming how much they loved him.
I know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, that's
How come I never heard you say you love him before until he got shot? You think
yeah.
they're all, it was such a. I never heard you
No,
mention
no.
his name once. You fucking.
I can't wait to hear the Reverend do the obituaries in the morning when he goes, "Dear
Me
Lord, please
too.
bless." I can't wait. I can't wait to
I'm
hear what
looking
he
forward to
says.
Sunday. But the proof of this is when I get shot. No, nobody's gonna say they love me. They're gonna say, "Oh, fuck that dude." No great loss there, right? Anyway, I guess we'll find something to do today. Work. I was supposed to another interview. I'm blowing off today. This is the dude. I think I told you about this dude.
You're blowing off
I'm blowing him
a
off.
dude.
He wants me to come and meet with him again. This guy he wants me to work with him. No specifics on what he wants me to do for him or how much he's going to pay me, but he just, I think we should work together. I already spent an hour and a half listening to this guy talk about how we need to work together, how I could go work with him. I could have my own territory. Own territory doing what? And how will I, where's the do-re mi? What the fuck are you offering me? He wants to have another hour and a half where he just doesn't tell me what the fuck. I
wanted to mention this at the very, very top of the show.
Uh-oh.
Yesterday, I checked my mail. I got my mail around 3:00. I opened it around 4:30. There's a letter from TransUnion. People who aren't familiar with TransUnion, they are the credit, one of the credit monitoring companies. Yeah. I get a letter, and they start off by saying, "We let you know there's an event. There was a credit event or something like that." They had a third party that they use to store your data or my data had been hacked. Okay. In the third or fourth paragraph, they say to me, they're saying, and in the first paragraph, it says there's been a hacking. We take security seriously, blah, blah, blah. And in the fourth paragraph, it says they got access to my social security number and my date of birth. That's in the fourth fucking paragraph. And they send it in a letter. How long has this person had my information before they were going to let me know? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now they say, and what can we do to help you? What you can do to help me is take my fucking information off your third-party server if you can't protect it. What the fuck?
Wow.
And I'm sure I'm not the only person. I'm sure they didn't go in there and hack TransUnion, that third-party company, which they still haven't said what the name of the company is. They won't say They won't say who it is.
Peter Thiel's thing, right? That
I don't know the answer, but they won't say who it is. Yeah. And I'm sure they didn't hack that just to get my social security number and my date of birth. So those of you out there of TransUnion, if you have not received your letter, call those motherfuckers and find out what's going on, because you may not even get a letter. I may have gotten a letter because
you see,
I don't know.
It's not because you're boring. It's because I haven't gotten any sleep. I'm in bad shape. I don't know how I'm ever going to get any sleep ever again. I just don't know how I'm going to do it.
Tylenol,
I will rest in peace.
NyQuil.
So anyway, the Thomas R. Wilson, it could be. It looks like it might be a 79-year-old retired admiral who was the defense. What was the Admiral Wilson was director of the Defense Intelligence Agency previously. I think this is the guy, but I'm not sure because there's two Thomas Wilsons.
And they didn't send a picture.
No, they didn't say anything. And so that's why I'm thinking it's a publicist. They're just thinking, oh, I just assumed my publicist sent all the information. And maybe they did in a pitch, but that doesn't mean I'm going to make the connection months later when you finally book, right? I mean, this is what they don't take in account. Like, yes, maybe a publicist sent me a pitch. Would you like to have Thomas R. Wilson, the former Defense Intelligence Agency director? And I said, sure, book a show. But they didn't pay attention to what it says on there. You got to give me something to work with here. I just assume they did. Their publicist almost never sends that shit. I got a calendar. Oh yeah, so PJ Lorenz send them. All right, so that's who it is. But I don't know if this is the guy. How do I know? Yeah, PhD in chemistry. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Come on.
This is the fourth one. This is the fourth one that you didn't know about.
Conforming March 18th. No, fuck off March 18th. This is not March 18th. This is September. What's next week? 19th.
12th.
19th. A week from today.
Right, next is the 19th. Today's the 12th.
I don't know. Whatever. So I'll figure out who next. But I got to get some guests on because we can't just sit here and fucking jack each other off for 2.5 hours from Monday to Thursday next week. I won't allow it. I won't allow it.
No, but Monday is my 11th, the anniversary of my 11th year in comedy.
Wow. Whatever happened to the Jewish holidays? Don't we get Yasha Shana Rama Shana?
Yeah, maybe the 22nd. I don't know. I see something on my calendar, but the print is kind of far away.
I need some Jewish holidays here to get me some time off, don't I? Or whatever.
I see something going on September 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 26th, and 27th, but the print is kind of small and I don't have any lighting up there.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll wrap this shit up then. I will play a song and get out of here. Thanks for the memory. Thanks for the, what was it?
Thanks for the slavery. You gave us a free trip packed on a cargo ship. You beat us down into the ground until our souls were stripped. We thank you so much.
Yeah, see, this is when it comes to this whole biblical thing. Oh, well, it's condoned in the Bible. Whatever.
And also stoning people who eat shrimp. Are you going to start killing people who eat shrimp now?
I did not know that. Stoning.
And that's in Leviticus. I'm pretty sure it's Leviticus because that's where the laws are laid down.
Well, did they? Yeah. So Leviticus, they want to stone gay people and shrimp eaters. Are they just confusing the two?
I think some of the things that gay people eat smells like shrimp. I don't know. I could be wrong.
That what you thought that was a shrimp in his mouth? That was actually a cock.
It was a prawn.
Yeah.
Yes. You thought it was a what's that? The shrimp that does the gunshot.
I think we probably have to get rid. If we could just remove Leviticus from the entire book. I don't think Jesus would have been down with. Right? This whole stoning of gay people, stoning of shrimp eaters.
Why would he be? He had 12 guys that he hung around with on a regular basis.
What are you saying? Oh, never mind.
Well, that was in my first special. That I'm sure because that was what they say. Are they saying that all the apostles are gay? Is he saying that the apostles are gay? Or
hung around with 12 guys. He hung around with 12 guys.
And was it really 12? And did he? And speaking of hanging, wasn't Jesus hanged? Was that a coincidence?
Here's my final thought on today. Help us get some guests for next week, or else we're just gonna sit here and jack each other off, and then get stoned for doing it. And I'm gonna get stoned anyway by myself. But also spread this idea of national divorce and come up with some ideas on how we equitably come to an agreement on how to break up this terrible marriage of America that it's just not working out. I think you would agree that it's not working out, right?
I think it has work to do. It's not as bad as my first marriage, but it's
wow. Your first marriage was shooting people.
My first marriage was throwing cups of hot water at me, and I haven't had that since.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to turn on your radio. Bye for now.
Oh
to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.